call on your faction. Ready for the curtain call, lights, camera, action.
And here we are. It is the final day of the Lifesaving World Championships. We are back at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. Last one, fast one, as we like to say. I'm Jen Parry. Christy Munro, you're back. You loved it so much yesterday. You said, yep, I'm going to spend my last day at the pool.
Jen, absolutely nowhere I'd rather be this morning. Last day of competition for the Youth World Championships. Also last day down at Kurrawa Beach as well. We've got 3 big events to bring to you this morning.
Yep, 100 carry with fins, the rescue medley and the 4x50 lifesaver relay. And Christy, we were talking earlier, it nearly seems a bit mean to have the carry and the medley on the last day. They're such tough events, but I really couldn't pick an easier event either. I don't know what I would want on this last day.
No, a slightly lighter program, but still some very grueling events. As you mentioned, the 100 mannequin carry with fins. First up for our youth competitors, straight into the rescue medley. That's the hardest event, in my opinion. So very excited to see how that one unfolds, and a bit of a fun one to finish up with, the mixed pool lifesaver relay.
Yeah, I'm really keen to see how many teams we'll have lining up for that mixed pool lifesaver relay. It's relatively new on the program for the pool lifesaving events, and for some of our youth competitors, they may not have many of these under their belt in a race scenario.
Yeah, as you mentioned, a lot of these events new to our youth competitors, so not a lot of international experience. It's a great one to finish off with. We will have a look closer at that Interclub point score, so still some great points on offer. You can see that is the lineup of events we'll be bringing to you this morning.
And while it is the last day here at the pool for our youth, the Opens, they are up at Kurrawa Beach as well. Some big races on the program today for them.
Yes, the one everyone's been waiting for, the Ocean Man, Ocean Woman events. They'll be running through their heats at Kurrawa Beach this morning. And hopefully we will have time to head down there after our pool competition concludes to catch the last of their finals.
And also excited that for our medalists from today's races across the carry with fins, the rescue medley and that mixed 4x50 pool lifesaver relay, we won't actually be doing presentations at the pool. We're going to close out this afternoon after the finals, jump in the team bus, head down to Kurrawa, and really exciting that everyone gets to be together for those final announcements, the final presentations, just to really celebrate what has been a massive 17 days of racing in total.
Yeah, it's a fantastic festival zone down there at Kurrawa. A really, really exciting spot where we have concluded most of our days down there. Medal presentation, the teams really, really get around it, and I'd say that there'll be a lot of excited athletes to celebrate the conclusion of what has been a very long but exciting World Championships.
Some excited athletes, some tired athletes as well. And we have been speaking over the last few days. We've got the pool, we've got the ocean, but we've seen some incredible footage across the beach sprints, the relays, the flags. And I wanted to give a special shout out to the team from Sunset Beach from New Zealand. They're the new Interclub World IRB champions. So we've had the boats, but the IRBs, the Interclub has been decided, and Sunset Beach, I think they were mainly the Kiwi national crew for that event as well. They come over and they do a lot of our domestic competitions here in Australia, but it is now official. They are the world champions for the Interclub racing. How good is that?
It's fantastic. We got some intel on that yesterday, and some of our other fellow colleagues who got to go down and check out that IRB area said that they were just too good, the team from New Zealand. So they'll be going home with some gold medals.
Loving that. And it looks like we have the live heats has been updating. So if you are following along, you can have your 2 live streams up for the pool and the beach. And liveheats.com is where you will find the results, the draws, the splits, all of the information that you need across all of the events here at the Lifesaving World Championships. And we can see already, loving that the system is being updated by our officials and our marshals. We've already been able to collapse 1 or 2 races to have this first full race here for the 100 carry. So very much an Aussie mix with Daniela Harkis from Woodridge Surf Lifesaving Club in South Africa rounding out the pit field. So tough start for the day with Taylor Tompkins, Amy Newton, Mika Locke, Amelia Bray, Tara Newton, Ryan Spence and Daniela lining up for the 100 carry with Fins. Christy, this is one that just burns the legs.
Yeah, we won't be too far away from a start, as you mentioned there. Heat number 1, they'll be just finishing up in that marshalling area. This is a real leg burner, so our athletes will sprint that 50 metres with their fins on, pick up a mannequin off the bottom, and it's a straight race back home. So yeah, really absolutely no rest. We'd expect a lot of the competitors to do the first 50 underwater is probably the fastest way to get it, but it's a balance, isn't it, between that real lung burn and the leg burn. So we might see a few different techniques and different strategies unfold throughout the heats this morning.
And that's been the beauty of having these underwater cameras in the mix as well, being able to look at the different techniques, see what the tactics are. And as a youth competitor coming through, it's really tough as you build into that first 50 with fins. Generally, you start out, you come up at the 20, 25 metre mark and you keep on pushing it. But I remember the anxiety of doing that first race, 50 underwater the entire way, doing a really swift pickup as well, pushing off the wall. And trying, like, all you want to do is come up at the 2 metre mark and take that first breath. It's so tough, and I really hope for some of our young athletes, like today could be the day that they execute those tactics or they do it in a race pace pressure situation.
It's definitely a mentally tough event, as you mentioned there. Making that decision to go 50 metres underwater, it's physically, all of these athletes are very capable of doing that, but mentally you really have to get yourself prepared because you need to be confident that you're going to have enough left for that second 50. So, we'll see what our athletes choose to do through the heats. Perhaps they will pop up and swim a little bit of that first 50 and maybe making that underwater for the finals, leaving that few seconds to shave off come the finals this afternoon. We can just see on screen there some of our competitors getting ready for the first heat of the women's 100 metre mannequin carry.
And Christy, I think we've had a few more withdrawals. Just refreshing live heats now. I think we're going to skip nearly down to what is heat 3 in the program and having a look at that cap that is Bietigheim-Bissingen. That's going to be Carolyn Coda. She is going to be in lane 2. So it is now Carolyn Coda from Bietigheim-Bissingen, Regan Copsey from Maroochydore, Ashlyn Kennedy from Tweed Heads and Coolangatta, and Amagi Magotsi from Clifton Surf Lifesaving Club. So great to see Amani back in the water. Had a little bit of trouble with her toe earlier, so very much looking forward to her putting a big race on here. So 4 athletes to start off the 100 carry. And Christy, we actually spoke about this earlier today. As the fatigue sets in, we are expecting maybe a few empty lanes. There's less tents in the crowd as people start to head home. So it's been a massive program for some of these girls.
It really has, Jen. You're absolutely right there. And as you mentioned, we've got 2 of the most gruelling events lining up here on the last day. So we'll wait to see just how many of these youth athletes are going to contest the 100 mannequin carry with fins. It's a slightly less technical event, bit more of just a straight out speed, 50 metres with your fins, a little bit of technicality in that mannequin pickup, and a straight sprint with that mannequin back on that towards that second 50. So in some ways that's not a bad thing. You can maybe switch your mind off and just focus on the speed element of this event.
Well, you really want to switch your mind off in that 100 medley later today as well. I feel like that's the worst in terms of you swim over your mannequin on the way down there and you're swimming and you're swimming and you're swimming and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have to go all of that underwater in a moment. This is going to be rough. But the girls are away already. Wonderful at really close to 8 o'clock, having this first race in the water. This is what we want to see. And a massive shout out to the marshals, the officials and the athletes working so well together to really move through that program. I did promise you short, sharp racing yesterday. Were you pleased with how it ran? Was it a surprise?
So efficient, and you're so right. A really big shout out and thank you to the officials that are getting through these heats and this program. I think we were running ahead of schedule yesterday, and the word out there on pool deck is that we might be also a little bit ahead of time today. We'll keep you updated with what time our finals package will start.
But for now, fantastic start there. Regan Copsey, she was first to turn. We can see the top of screen. We've got Carolyn Coda from Bietigheim-Bissingen just starting to challenge. And Christy, this is the point of the race where the girls have given so much on that first 50. The fins, I don't think we can really truly explain how big, broad and how stiff they are as well. Like, it's so hard to move them through the water. So at this last pace now, as the girls come into the flagged area, touch the wall, that's a really great time for heat number 1.
Yeah, Carolyn Coda, 1:04. Very, very efficient. She is not mucking around, really hoping to get herself a spot in an A or B final. Regan Copsley coming in second there, 1:06. So great times from our youth competitors. Heat number 1, taking a look at that replay, a big breath. We can see some of those athletes.
Regan all the way underwater. That's so impressive. And especially first race, first heat of the day. I don't know why, but it feels like there is extra pressure to open the proceedings.
Yeah, I think there's the other side of it. It's nice just to get that heat out of the way. They can just go reset, watch the other heats. They've laid down at their fastest times. So it's just a waiting game now to see whether it's an A or a B final.
And we had some nervous waits yesterday. We had some real bolters across both the men's and the women's events. So we will have to wait and see what happens there. Carolyn Coda, the first great time on the board there for the 100 carry with fins. We can see that 1:04.72 is now the mark to beat. So looks like we've got quite a few changes coming through here in the program. I think we are, technically speaking, maybe up to heat number 5 in the program. So loving that action there. So I think we can see the girls on the blocks already. So taking a look at some of the caps, again, we see the girls stepping up again and again. We talk about it's 17 days of racing overall for everyone, but for some of our officials who's been on deck for probably 15, 16, 17 of those as well. Great stamina from them.
Yeah, they'll be looking forward to putting their feet up this afternoon. It has been a massive program. Lots of familiar names in this heat. We've certainly seen some of these competitors going around in many, many events. Tara Schotter from Northcliffe, Louisa Brockmeyer there from Haasvenkel, Pippi Barlow from Maroochydore, Abby Corrance from Redford and District Lifesaving Club, Kira Van Herden from Clifton Surf Club, got Charlotte Boma from Wanda and Bianca Raywood closest to screen there, Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park.
So we love that yellow cap from Clifton there. Kira, she's been in action for both the national and international competition, as has Bianca Raywood. She raced for Australia, and Tara Schotter at the top of the screen. She raced for the junior black fins there. So one of the races of the day for me yesterday was Bianca Raywood's 200-metre Super Lifesaver. That was just dominant.
We know how fast she is in those ocean events, and she is really showing her dominance in these pool events as well. Starter got them away. That's Kira Head, and we can see underwater. I'd say it's a race between her and Bianca Raywood in lane number 8. But as we pan out, I'm really keen to see where Tara Schotter will be. I don't think she did this race for New Zealand at the national teams comp. For that event, you can only have two competitors in each individual event. So some of the ladies stepping up, taking on this increased program. But yeah, that looks to be from the bottom of the screen. Raywood just going past us now in that pink suit. We've also got Clifton Beach, and I think that could be Louisa Brockmeyer from Haasvenkel, and Pippi Barlow, the black cap in lane 3, Beachy turned pool lifesaving world champion. Yeah, we were so excited to see her gain some gold medals with her team events yesterday. Clifton Beach on screen there, just taking the lead from Bianca Raywood. Not much separating. Bianca's happy just to glide in there.
And you've got to think for Kira, this would be one of her favourite events. She was 5th at the National Championships last week, a time of 56.56. And I think Bianca may have been, yes, she was in the B final and actually took that one out. So 2 ladies up early. They face off again, and it's Van Heerden 1:00.68, 1:01 for Bianca Raywood. And Christy, when we think about those milestones, we think about those benchmarks, the 1 minute mark in the 100 carry. I never got there, but it's wonderful to see our youth competitors really breaking these new grounds.
Yeah, that was a very fast heat swim there. You could see our lead 2 swimmers choosing to go that first 50 underwater, really giving them an advantage on the way home. So it was Kira Van Heerden from Clifton Surf Lifesaving Club ahead of Bianca Raywood. Incredibly fast times. We would suspect that will be enough for an A final.
Oh, gosh, I hope so. So if we think back to the national teams comp, we always like to use those events just as a little bit of a benchmark to say, where do we think the girls will fall there? I'd say anything under a minute is probably looking really good for an A final, anything under maybe 1:03, 1:04. But we will find out very soon, because you can just see the last heat, the next heat is up on screen. Some different caps coming through, but again, familiar faces. Jay O'Prey from Maroochydore in 1, Ruby Simmons from Sunshine Coast Grammar Pool Lifesaving Club in 2, Ellen Hodgkinson, another of our friends from Clifton in South Australia, in 3, Carla Drury from Elwood, Mina Lentz from Langenberg, Eleanor Marshall from Drayton Valley, Georgia Mill from Waimorana, and Chloe Turner from Retford and District. She's in the pale blue cap closest to us on the bottom of the screen. And just thinking about some of our German friends here, how good was Luckenwald yesterday in those relays, and the individuals, of course.
Yeah, they were the most excited club down there on pool deck. So loud, supporting all of their athletes, and it was great to see the success, and it was really infectious, and I think they were all just feeding off each other.
Yeah, we did love to see that. Luckenwald picking up medals in both the men's and women's relays. Fantastic start there. Eleanor Marshall from Drayton Valley Lifesavers from Canada. They've got the bright orange caps. That makes it very easy for us to track them through the pool. And Christy, before we had the underwater cameras or these higher angles, this was one of the toughest races to know where people were, to try and call a race. It's not really the spectator sport in that first 50 metres.
No, particularly you can see those athletes choosing to go that full length underwater. Up with the mannequins now. It looks like it might be Jay O'Prey on that far side, perhaps with a narrow lead, maybe over Ellen Hodgkinson there from the Clifton Surf Lifesaving Club.
Yeah, Jay, a fantastic start out in lane 1, the black cap leading the way. It looks to be the bookends. Yep, Jay O'Prey and then Georgia Mill from Waimorana battling this heat out. And again, a really tough swim for Jay. She breathes to her right-hand side, so she is just seeing the officials looking down on her, which is always tough. We've all been in that situation, but she's kicking really, really strongly, getting those arms over. I'm sure Dad Jason is watching right now. He did love this event as well. Oh, the touch on the wall is going to be tight, and I think Georgia Mill just got her hand on the wall there, 1:08.38, and then 2/100ths of a second later, Jay O'Prey over in lane number 1 touches the wall there. So a great race, a great start for these girls.
Yeah, very, very tough finish there, Jay, on that far side, breathing away, so she won't have seen Georgia Mill sneaking ahead of her over there in lane 7. 1:08, a very solid time. They'll be happy to have that heat swim out of the way. Having a look at the replay, it was a fantastic start from our competitor there in lane number 5. I think that was Mina Lentz.
Yep, Mina Lentz from Langenberg. They've been so strong, and a great shot there, just really showing the two ends of the pool there, and it was lane 7 coming through for a fantastic finish there. Great work to Georgia Mill and Waimorana Lifesaving Club. They've been fantastic in the individuals, but loving seeing them combine for those relays as well. Consistently A finals, B finals, fantastic points when we again think about that overall point score.
An incredibly strong club, and as you mentioned, huge points on offer here for those athletes who are racing on the final day of competition.
We can see more of our German friends in this race here. Emma Pretz will lead us off in lane number 1 from Vallender, Daria Burkhardt from Langenberg, and then we have from the Currumbin Beach Vikings, LED Etherington and Marley Clark. Isabel Wilkinson will be in lane 8 from Retford and District, the pale blue cap, and Katarina Mecklingsey from Haasewinkel. So lots of ladies starting to line up, and Christy, I am loving the work of our marshals. Technically, by live heats, we are in heat number 7 already.
Flying through these 100 mannequin carry. Athletes just getting themselves up on the blocks. It's tricky to balance with those really big fins on. They're set now.
And Christy, you've done a few 100 toes, 100 carries in your life. Thinking about the blocks that we have here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre, they do have that extra little ledge at the end. It's a movable object there, so the girls can make it as short or as long as they like there. You've got to think for a race like this with your fins on, having that backstop, such a huge advantage.
Yeah, it's interesting, as you mentioned there, Jen. Some athletes choosing to keep those feet together at the front of the blocks, and some choosing to do more of that running start. It's really a very personal preference. With these really large fins, the newer athletes, or the youth, I should say, the youth athletes who haven't had as much experience, probably choosing to keep those feet together for that dive.
Yeah, maybe the World Championships isn't the time to start trying crazy new things, but lanes 1, 2, 3 and 5, fantastic start here. That's Emma Pretz at the top of the screen from Vallender, Daria Burkhardt, LED Etherington and Marley Clark. Lanes 3 and 5 probably look to have the strongest finishes here, and you can see the girls doing a great job keeping that kick going. It is so tough when all your body's saying, please stop, I'm done, I've had enough, I do not want to do anything. Please let the end of the pool be here right now.
Yes, LED Etherington taking out that heat. A fantastic technique, a little bit of a combination between the freestyle kick and the butterfly kick. That mannequin gets so heavy towards the end of that race. She's stoked with that time, or just happy to be finished.
Probably a bit of both there, but no, LED, an incredible competitor, wonderful asset there to the Currumbin Beach Vikings. She's been featuring in so many of their relays, and this is the shot that we do love to see. The girls will know when they need to head down for that carry, but a great touch on the wall there as well. The relief, drop the mannequin immediately. You don't need that anymore. Wave to the crowd. That is what we want to see. LED, fantastic swim, and oh, Christy, how good is this? It's 8:17 a.m. and we're practically halfway through these 100 carries with fins. You've got to think, if you're going to drop an event, it's going to be these last races on the last day. I think we're going to have a pretty skinny program for some of these heats.
Yes, 1:09 there for Ellie. Anything under a 1:10 is a really solid time in this particular event.
And so, yeah, Kira Van Heerden still the fastest qualifier at the moment, 1:00.68. No sub-60 swims on the board, but we have a look at the next heat up now. So we have Neela Yannick from Lukenwald, Sia Tosca Morgan Spear from Bietigheim-Bissingen, Finja Goldman from Norderstedt, Amber Rose Berry from Clifton, Manya Yami from Norderstedt, Rose St. Gelais La Montagne from Canada, Club d'Entraînement en Sauvetage, Jana Patz from Bietigheim-Bissingen, and Tara Newton from Northcliffe, closest to us, bottom of the pool, loving the yellow cozies.
Yes, with that maroon cap, we'll follow them as they head down. Only one athlete surfacing so far, a few more joining her now. So I don't know if any of the athletes in this particular heat have chosen the 50 underwater. Most opting to dive well and truly outside of those flags, giving them enough time to get down that 2 metre depth to pick up their mannequins. It's the fastest way to do it is a gradual decline. You don't want to get too close to the wall and have to do a vertical dive.
Yep, it is really tough. I know when we had Harold Marshall here in commentary, we spoke a lot about how do you determine those angles, what's best for you. And again, if you do have the lung capacity, if you can back yourself on the way home, that's another reason why doing that first 50 underwater is actually an advantage, because in total, less distance to travel.
Yes, you're not diving up and down. A 2 metre depth pool isn't as far as those 3 metre pools. Really tight finish on the wall there for all of those three athletes.
Really impressed there with Competitor in lane 5, that's Manya from Norderstedt. She came home so quickly, got those short little sharp strokes in there and really came through. I thought she might have pushed there for even first or second, but for Clifton Beach, she looks pretty happy with that one. Amber Roseberry, she comes through 1:09.53 to take out that heat. Probably a little slower off the blocks, but really came through strongly at the end. Good strong kick off the wall there. And what a finish. That was lane 6. That was Rose from Canada coming through as well. But not a lot in that one, Christy. And you would expect as we get into these seeded heats here, the finishes are going to get tighter and tighter.
Yeah, that was the closest heat we've seen so far. The top 3 athletes all within that 109 time frame.
Well, it's actually 1:09.53 through to 1:09.68. So really tight on the wall. And some of those finishes could be the difference between A and B finals. We can see heat number 9 lining up now. Eliza Parrish from Alex in lane 1. Aurelie Perron from Canada in 2. Zoe McKenna is back from Morty Alec. Charlie Barber, I think our sole Newport competitor, maybe in lane 4. Courtney Fitzgerald from Sunshine Coast Grammar. Anna Maria Skinder from Pacific. And Emily Lyke from Bietigheim-Bissingen. Close to a full heat here, which is what we want to see. We want to stack these heats. And again, one of our favourite caps there from Canada there, the Pacific Swim Academy, the blue with the bright green maple leaf.
Athletes up on the blocks, just getting themselves steady.
And if you're thinking that the girls maybe are taking a little bit longer, like you are allowed to take a few seconds here. It's not just like a normal swimming start when you don't have anything on your feet. It's really tippy up there, really tricky as well. So we do give the girls and the boys just a little extra time, make sure they're stable. We want to keep everyone as safe as possible.
Yeah, even start across the pool. Looks to be the middle lanes doing a fantastic pickup. Surfacing now and away for that second 50.
I think that's actually Anna Marie Skinder from Pacific in lane number 6 doing very well. Emily Lyke from Bietigheim-Bissingen, that navy cap. The girls really trying to push hard now. Zoe McKenna, the blue cap from Morty Alec. She's starting to come through now. And then on the very top of the screen, Eliza Parrish, Christy, one of your fellow clubmates there, doing a great job. The bright yellow cap of Alex just pushing home.
Yeah, Eliza trying to edge her way into second, but it's a clear leader.
Yeah, fantastic work there from Anna Marie Skinder from Pacific Swim Academy. Great way to start her campaign for this final day of competition. 1:05.02. Emily Lyke from Germany, that is Bietigheim-Bissingen. Oh, she's taking in the big breaths. That's how much it means. That's how much it hurts. And she is so happy to have that race done. Great work to you, Anna Marie.
Solid time, 1:05.02. You could see just how much that took out of her. Full 50 underwater, surfacing now with that mannequin. So she's in a huge oxygen deficit. So happy to hit that wall. Taking some breaths, waved to her teammates.
And Christy, I do love that as we are on the final day of competition now. There's a lovely relaxed vibe out on pool deck. Still some nerves, obviously, when you've got 100 carry or 100 medley to finish, but I think everyone is pretty stoked just to have been here. You had the experience for most of them, their first ever Lifesaving Youth Championships, and it's going to be a fantastic way to close out today down at Kurrawa Beach for those presentations. But we have only got a few heats yet to go. This is heat number 10. We will only have 12 in total. So at the top of the screen, we will have Alyssa Tapper from Northcliffe, Madison Jones from Currumbin, Mara Walter from Lukenwald, Olivia Tukia. Now she took out the 50 carry. Looking forward to seeing her with some fins on. Indy Bland is in 5 from Maroochydore, Eleanor Flowers from Trigg Island in 6, and Anna McLaren from Waimārana. She will be in lane number 8. So we can hear the whistle outside. We know that the girls are about to line up. And Christy, I think it's nearly time that we have a look at this overall leaderboard, because after you've got to think that the pace will drop a little bit in this one. We're looking for some good times. The girls in this heat here likely to feature in those A or B finals.
Yeah, you mentioned Olivia Tukia. We saw her speed in that 50. We'll expect big things for her. Can see just in the middle lanes there, yet to surface. So opting to go a full 50 underwater, a quick spin Surfacing now with those mannequins.
And I think I saw a dark cup there. That could be Mara Walter from Lukenwald doing an incredible job there. She is in lane 3 at the moment. Madison Jones next to her in the white cap. But I think it's going to be between Mara Walter in 3, Olivia Tukia in lane 4, that white cap starting to come through. But Madison Jones doing an incredible job in lane 2, starting to make up some ground.
Yeah, very, very tight finish here. The speed is really on in this heat. We'll look to see the times as they get into that last 5 metres.
And a fantastic finish on the wall there for Mara Walter. The first sub-60 swim that we've seen of the day, 59.48. 59.48. Now, that would have been good enough, I think, for an A final in the national team's comp. Yes, Mara, fantastic swim from Lukenwald. Now, she knows what it's like to win here at the Lifesaving World Championships. The Lukenwald girls, fantastic in the relays. As we see the relay here, the girls did a fantastic start there. So it was 59.48 for Mara. Olivia Tukia, fantastic finish for her, 1:00.28. And then I think it would have been, let me grab that final time, Madison Jones, 1:00.81. So looking at the overall leaderboard, those 3 girls are all in the top 4 qualifiers so far. But Mara Walter, your new fastest qualifier on screen, celebrating a fantastic heat swim there, a sub-60 time as well. Great work. And Christy, you got to love a 59 on the board. So good to see.
Yeah, you could see what that meant to Mara there. We'll wait to see whether she can shave anything off that 59 in the final, but an incredibly solid heat time. She will go in as the favourite at this stage. 2 heats to go, so we'll see if anyone can join her in that 59-second barrier, or perhaps we'll see something faster.
Who knows? We've got the next heat lining up now. This is heat number 11. Lucy Kinnear from Waimārana will be at the top of your screen. Emily Fitzgerald from Sunshine Coast Grammar. Katarina Salna from Lukenwald, she is in 4. Gemma Holt from Mordialloc in 5. Stephanie Staniforth from Bulli is in lane 6. Eve Cervenak from Tugan, and Kate McLaren in 8 from New Zealand. So that is the bright yellow cap of Bulli there. They've only got a few competitors here, but I tell you what, between them, they are collecting the hardware across the Lifesaving Championships. Wonderful to see Stephanie in the mix here from Bulli. She was great in the 100 toes, so you've got to think with those strong legs, with the great kick, she's going to be pushing for an A final berth here.
Can see the athletes just sitting up on those blocks. That's the easiest way to get to your...
Once you're up there, you're not getting back down.
No, to get to your set position, it's standing up on those blocks with those fins is the hardest part. So they're all up on the blocks, just sitting down, waiting for the starter's instructions.
And I think we just saw a thumbs up come through, so we're ready for a start. We will hear the whistle. That'll be the signal for the girls to stand up and get ready. You can see the official's hand up in the air at the moment. That will drop to the right-hand side, and then they will be in the starter's hands. And Christy, great to see some full heats here. Well, close to full heats here.
Yeah, it's always great to have a little bit of competition in your heats. Push those times along.
And thinking for some of those ladies in those first heats, they may have entered this championships without a qualifying time, but this will be a fantastic opportunity for them to now set some times into their next races. Great turn on the wall there. I think that was Katarina from Lukenwald in lane 4. And Christy, it's so important to lead with your heels as you do those spins, because the fins, the blades, they're very unwieldy. They're really hard to get around. But lanes 4 and 5, that's Katarina Silna and Gemma Holt from Mordialloc doing a great job.
Gemma Holt finishing very strongly from Mordialloc, but it's all Katarina at this stage with that black cap, just pulling away from the rest of the field.
That's amazing.
Great technique. She looks like she's doing it so easy. Hand on the wall, 57.
56.87. Have a look at that for Katarina. We're hoping for some sub-60 swims, Christy. How's a 56 sound?
Well, she looked good, and that was fast. 56.87.
Wowee. Lucy Kinnear was second there from Waimārana, 1:00.04. Gemma Holt, 1:00.05. And then Emily Fitzgerald, 1:03 back there. But wow, Katarina set this up absolutely perfectly in that first 50 coming through and looked amazing coming home. that time of 56. What was it, a 56?
56.87.
Oh, 56.87. That would have been well at home in the A final for the national team's competition. So wonderful to see her get a top result here. And then we see 56, 100, 100. Eve Sevenak from Tugan coming through 104, Stephanie 105 and Kate McLaren 106. So looking at that overall leaderboard, the girls really starting to shape up those A and B finals. We have only one heat remaining, and with only 6 ladies in there, you've got to think worst case scenario, Katarina Silna and Mara Walter, they're easily safe in that A final, the only sub 60 second swims we have. But for the ladies lining up next, that's Katarina Hoffins from Norderstedt, Abigail Skinder from Pacific Swim Academy, Isla Petherbridge from Marangi Bay, Bella Murchie, Mordy Alec, Erica Orbell from Marangi Bay as well, and Vivica Herman from Hasevinkel. Now, Isla Petherbridge, she took out the 100 toe in a phenomenal time earlier in the competition, Christy. I wish you could have been here to watch that swim. It was just fantastic. Keen to see if she can put a solid 100 carry together as well.
Swimming out of lane 4, they're probably the two most similar events, the toe and the carry. So we would expect her to be able to transfer those skills across to this event.
Well, especially now that we see so many of our toe competitors going underwater on that first 50 now, the race is really, the Venn diagram starts to merge there. But really great pickups as well. I think the girls doing an incredible job here, and a nice even field for now.
Yeah. The early pace coming from those middle lanes. We thought a 100 would have been easily good enough to make the A final, but we'll wait and see if in fact it is enough.
So that's Isla Petherbridge in lane 4, the red and blue cap. But across from her, Bella Murchie 2 lanes down. This is going to be a fantastic swim. Abigail Skinder not out of this one yet. And there we go. Isla comes through in a 101.84, Bella 102, and Abigail a 103. So great swims there, but no sub-60s in the mix. So I feel as though our leaderboard, looking at that top 8, Bianca Raywood, who was our early leader that time of 101.14, she will be the 8th qualifier. She will be sneaking into that A final. And Isla Petherbridge, who we just saw from Marangi Bay, taking out the final heat, she will lead us off for the B finalists.
Narrowly missing out by a few hundredths of a second.
Yep, that's a great swim though for Isla. So the A final for the ladies this afternoon, we'll see that shape up now, but just celebrating Isla Petherbridge, Bella Murchie and Abigail Skinder 101s, 2s and 3s. So the A final will be Katarina Selner. Now she was well clear of the rest of the field with a 56.8. Mara Walter from Lukenwald, her teammate in the mix. That is what the A final will look like this afternoon. Olivia Tukia, Lucy Kinnear, Gemma Holt, Kira Van Heerden, Madison Jones and Bianca Raywood. That is a fantastic race. 56s through to 101 lows. And then the B final will have Isla Petherbridge, Eleanor Flowers, Bella Murchie, Indy Bland, Anna McLaren, Abigail Skinder, Emily Fitzgerald and Carolyn Coda. So just on the cusp there, Carolyn Coda sneaking in with a 104. But as we've all learnt, Christy, it doesn't matter how you get into those A and B finals. As long as you're there, you have an opportunity to post some times and potentially take out a world title.
Wasting absolutely no time at all. We're into the men's 100 mannequin carry with fins. First heat now in the water. Oscar Starr Thomas from Maroochydore on the far side with an early lead in this first heat.
And we saw this yesterday, the Maroochydore teammates in these early races. Oscar, Darcy Higgins, Byron Diekman, and then Cooper Hudson from Cairns is closest to the bottom of the screen. But a great battle for now between Oscar and Darcy. The boys will know each other is right there. They just need to keep the arms going. The legs will follow from there. And some nice streamlined mannequin carries there as well, Christy, tight into the hip.
Yes, nothing much separating them. Oscar Starr Thomas coming home strong at the end just to get the win in that one in a 51.82.
Yep, fantastic work. Oscar 51.82, Darcy 51.93. So not a lot in it. We see the black caps there from Maroochydore. They are done. They are so happy that race is over. And Christy, the fact that it's only 8:30, the boys probably got through marshalling a little more quickly than anticipated. So I'm glad they were down there in time. I'm glad they got their name marked off because they are done already for the 100 carry at 8:30. And what a finish on the line from the two Black Swans.
Yeah, teammates. Almost nothing separating them on the wall. Oscar Starr-Thomas just ahead of Darcy Higgins. There's the results from heat number 1 for the men's 100 mannequin carry.
All sub 60, that's a great start. And if we think back to the international competition for the men, I think it was close to a 49 or 50 that was required for those A finals. But from what we've seen from the ladies, there's probably a little bit more wiggle room there. So the boys may have done enough to get into that A final, but fingers crossed enough for the B. We have the next of our competitors lining up already, just waiting. Some of them standing up. Just checking to see what's happening there, but it is going to be Marlon Offshuttle from Harsewinkel, Tannen Sweeney from Tweed Heads, Mikhail Slatch from Sunshine Coast Grammar, Zach Lewis from Retford and District, Caden Grant from Taylor's Mistake, Melvin Gilbert from Cronulla, and Stan Jarrett from Maroochydore, closest to us in lane 7.
Starter got them away for a clean start. You can see they're closest to the bottom of the screen there, as you mentioned, Stanley Jarrett from Maroochydore. We know he's a very strong swimmer out in the surf, choosing to do a one breath and a dive back down, which is something we haven't seen a lot of the athletes. Once they surface, they will stay up and swim.
Whatever works for you, right, Christy? And you've got to think for some of the athletes who haven't done too many of these, that one big breath, the time and the extra distance to swim may actually be the best decision for them if it means that they are feeling good and strong in this second 50. But how is the swim here from Melvin Gilbert from Cronulla, just outside those yellow lanes? Have a look at that stroke rate. I am very impressed.
Melvin Gilbert, Cronulla, on screen with us at the moment. Doesn't look to be tiring at all. We haven't seen a stroke rate like that.
Go, go, go. You're nearly there.
Oh no. He's dropped his mannequin.
Oh, buddy.
Within that last 5 metres. That is a huge upset.
He could have kept going and we probably wouldn't have known. Not that I'm a sneaky person, but Melvin, just so close. And Chrissy, there's been a few really tough races to watch when you see the athletes make those mistakes due to fatigue or indecision. It's really, really tough. We've seen some mannequins turn around. We've seen some missed clip-ups and fin-ons. And Melvin, we feel you. It's really tough. Not great right now, but rest,
his
recover.
Speed was amazing. And we've spoken about just how difficult it is to grip onto those mannequins, particularly swimming at that speed. It's a real balance. And just losing the grip on his mannequin within those last 5 metres. So you could see the disappointment for Melvin.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Caden Grant coming through 105, Stan Jarrett 105.8, Mullen from Germany 107. But yeah, I think that's obviously terrible that happened to Melvin there, Christy, but I think when you see so many athletes holding onto the mannequin the entire way, you think, it must be easy, there must be a handle, there must be... No, it's really, really hard. And if you think for some of our younger competitors, our female competitors, they don't have massive hands. It's really hard to get a grip, which is why we're seeing a lot of those headlocks or the ladies who carry the mannequin by the arm. It's really, really difficult out there, and we don't want to gloss over that. We really want to show just how tough this racing is. And if you think about what they're doing, they're carrying a mannequin home, they're simulating a rescue scenario because it's really tough to save someone as well.
Yeah, there is no handle. There's not a lot of grip on the back of these mannequins, so a slip there, very, very easy to have happen. And, we hate to see it, but... amazing skills on show from the rest of our competitors.
And we've got 2 from Clifton in the beach here, lanes 1 and 8. Kaito Tui in 1, Ben Chilvers from Retford and District, Anders Pettigrew from Gilly, Caleb Wilford from Drayton Valley. We've got Angus Liddell from Mordialloc, Callum Merrills from Retford and District, and Josh Huntington, the second yellow cap in the mix, all the way down in lane 8. And Chrissy, I think that looks to be lane 4, Anders Pettigrew all the way underwater with Angus Liddell from Mordialloc.
Yes, Jen, we can see them now leading with the heels, a good push off the wall, surfacing with the mannequin, probably out at that flag mark. So taking about 5 metres to surface with those mannequins. a tight race across the middle of the field.
Yeah, we can see Caleb Wilson from Drayton Valley. That's the orange cap in the second of the yellow lanes. He's really making his move now.
Clayton just extending his lead. Again, it looks like a fantastic technique, and perhaps that's why we are seeing a slightly slower stroke rate, just to keep yourself safe, keep yourself out of danger with the grip on that Mannequin. Strong finish on the wall there. Caleb Wilford in a 1:03.41.
And great to see Callum Merrills come through from Great Britain, the club of Retford and District. We've seen those pale blue caps all the way from the start of competition. They were here for the Masters, so having a chat to a few of the ladies out at the coffee cart earlier today, they've just been loving their time here, and so wonderful to see that they've got the entire crew here from the youth through to the Masters, consistently competitive, and a few gold medals in those Masters line throws as well. So they're going home with some very special mementos of the Lifesaving World Championships.
We'll look at the results there now from heat number 4.
There we go. Caleb Wilford, it's official, 1:03.4. Callum Merrills, 1:04.8. And it's still those early heats, or that first heat where we saw Oscar Starr Thomas, Darcy Higgins, Byron Diekman and Cooper Hudson. They were the first 4, and they are still the only men to go under that 60-second mark. So great swimming so far. We've got some fast swimmers coming through next, and a lot of Canadians in the next field as well. A big welcome to all of our friends there. So in lane 1, we've got Seth Grayson from Retford and District, Christopher Calibert from Currumbin, Jacob Middleton from Heena, Ethan Parsons from Drayton Valley Lifesavers. Then it's Vincent Lalanset from Narwhal Sauvetage, Wyatt Webb from Drayton Valley, and then Narwhal Sauvetage also, Emile Fortin and Gabrielle Deschamps. So lots of Canadian flags in there, Christy. Loving to see the international flavour. No Aussies, no Kiwis in the mix at all. Oh, no, we do have. There we go. Lane 2, Christopher, my apologies.
Yes, Christopher will probably not know how he'll fare against the rest of the field. Perhaps not having raced too many international meets. An early surface there from one of our Canadian athletes, with the athletes on the top of the pool there, top of the screen, choosing to go that full 50 underwater. That will be Seth Grayson, our early leader over there from Retford and District Lifesaving Club.
I think that's a white cap. That could actually be Christopher from the Currumbin Vikings. It's so tough to pick underwater. But there you go. He's got a solid body length on the rest of the field for now. And then Jacob Middleton, there he is from Heena. It's a black cap with the gold H on there. He is currently in second, trying to hold off Ethan Parsons from Drayton Valley in lane 4. But a fantastic swim. Oh, Christy, lots of breaths under the flags, and we're going to forgive them for that because it is such a tough race. There we see Chris is through another. Alrighty, here we go. The sub 60-second times are on the board.
Yes, 55.25. Christopher Calibert from Currumbin there. Very solid time. It's the fastest of our heats so far.
Absolutely. There we've got Jacob Middleton, 57.3. Ethan Parsons, 58. Vincent coming through in a 59.59. Great to see. Big swims. Paces increasing as the times drop, and you've got to think, how many do we have left actually? We can't have too many, knowing just how they have been combining them from here. Oh no, we've still got 5 heats yet to go. Alrighty, we've got some swims to go. We've got some times to get on this board, and a huge congratulations to the crew there. It's still Oscar and Darcy from Maroochydore 1 and 2. Christopher Calibert coming through in that 55.25. Jacob Middleton, Ethan Parsons in the mix. Great swimming. Heat number 6. We can see they are making their way up to the blocks already, and we hear these names again and again. Christy, Kingston Lowe from Northcliffe in 1, Matthew Pacente from Clifton in 2, Rowan Toon from Northcliffe in 3, Prosper Leidinger from Langenberg, Felix Croker from Norderstedt, Riley Waite from Shelley Beach, Liam Schweitzer from Woodridge, and Joseph Skinder did a fantastic super yesterday. Back in action now in lane 8 for the 100 carry.
Yes, just waiting for the pool to get cleared and the mannequins to be reset at the far end of the pool.
So we've seen a lot of the Northcliffe cap, and we just to remind everyone, if you're thinking that, there's a lot of the similar caps starting to pop through, for the Interclub competition, you can have 10 men and 10 women in your teams and up to 4 athletes in each of those individual races. So not uncommon to see 3 and 4 from the same club across the A and B finals. They're here for a reason. They want that point score, but they've got to get through a few big individual swims. Joseph Skinder closest to us, looking very, very good. Middle of the pool, though, I want to say lanes 3 and 4, Rowan and Prosper, I think it is, from Langenberg, all the way underwater. Whip those ankles around, and then you get up and you're rewarded with a big breath.
Yeah, I'm loving these underwater shots. Just seeing the speed and the skill of the athletes as they go past us now.
And that's Prosper Leidinger. Fantastic swim there, the black cap from Langenberg. But have a look at lane 2 come through now. Matthew from Clifton Beach in the yellow cap. And on his outside as well in lane 1, that's Kingston Lowe from Northcliffe, just trying to power over the top here. But how good are the skills from Langenberg? They were incredible in the women's. Coming through now, big touch on the wall, 55.03, fantastic swim.
55.03 for Prosper. Matthew from the Clifton Surf Lifesaving Club, 56.58, and it was Kingston Lowe from Northcliffe, 56.61.
We saw the Northcliffe boys combine really well in some of those relays yesterday. Some big wins, some big world championships for them. You've got to think they're getting tired. Minimum 5 days of competition for each of those. They would have been doing a massive ocean program as well. Probably got pulled in for a beach relay, a rescue tube rescue, a little bit of everything, but performing really, really well. But a huge congratulations there, Prosper from Germany, coming through for a win. Maybe 4 heats yet to go. I'm going to have a little sneaky peek at the leaderboard. So Jacob Middleton from Hina in Great Britain, he's currently in 8th position with a 57. You've got to think it's going to be around that 55, 54 mark maybe to make the A final. And for the A final, maybe 57, 58. But we will see what comes through from here. Great swims. What a way to start the last day of the Lifesaving World Championships. 4 heats yet to go in the officials. I think they may have heard about that rumoured early start for the finals this afternoon. They want to make that happen. And here we go, the next heat up on the board. Lasse Lederer from Bietigheim-Bissingen, Justice Pills from Langenberg, Paul Reischauer from Nieder-on-Warstadt. Got Indigo Evans from Met Caloundra. I feel like we haven't seen a lot of Met Caloundra so far today. Great to have Indigo back in the mix. Nicholas Hieb from Bietigheim-Bissingen, Liam Smith from Langenberg, and Mika Liam Horniak from Raider Weidenbroek. So that Navy cap of Bietigheim-Bissingen, they have been everywhere over the last few days. You can see the boys on the blocks just trying to get those big breaths in, maximise the oxygen, get ready for that 50 underwater.
Yeah, we saw some great swims from Indigo Evans yesterday in the pool program, lining up in lane 5 with the light blue cap.
And a good start in lane 8 from Mika Horniak from Raider Weidenbroek. And Christian, we try not to get too far ahead of ourselves, not just to say, oh, great dive, they're away really, really early, but we can see this looks fairly even for now. There's Indigo Evans from Met Caloundra, the only one to surface. This is how we know it's getting serious. This is how we know that a lot of these boys have done quite a few hundred carries. They've got the confidence here. And have a look at lane 2, Lasse Lederer from Bietigheim-Bissingen. He's looking very good at top of pool. Langenberg in the mix as well. Christy, this could be anyone's race.
Yes, it's fairly even across the pool there. You can see lane 2. Oh, we have another dropped Mannequin. Lane 3, I think that is Justice Pitts from Germany. So it's a race in 4 now. Possibly lane 2 is going to get there. Yes. So we've got Lasse Lederer, 55.1.
Oh, great swim. He's happy with that one. And Chris, it's always tough when you see a competitor who was next to you immediately fall away. You hope everything's okay. You trust that they're going to be fine. But it is Lasse Lederer, 55.1, Nicholas Hielp, 55.2, Liam Smith, 55.49, and 2/100ths of a second behind him, Paul Reischauer in the mix. So the Germans really showing us how it's done here. Mika coming through as well in a 58, and that has started to shake up the A final. Yeah, he's happy with that one as well. He should. I think that's going to pop him into the top 4 overall. You've got to love that. From that heat just there, Prosper, Lasse and Nicholas all doing a great job there. Whereas Liam Smith is now currently 7th overall with that 55.49. So starting to get exciting here, and it's definitely going to be sub 55 to make that A final. We can see the next heat lining up already. We have only 3 heats yet to swim. Raffi O'Sullivan, top of screen from Gilly, Devon Michael Gordon from Lukenwald, Heath Corrie from Mordialloc, Noel Langer from Langenberg, Lachlan Vink from Met Caloundra, and Alex Walker of the Currumbin Beach Vikings. He will be in the white cap closest to us, but lane 6, Lockie Vink looking very focused. He's ready to go. And again, Christy, the advantage of being in these later heats, you sort of know where the times are sitting, you know how much you need to push it, but honestly, the advice is always give it everything you've got in the heat if you want to be in a final. Don't leave anything to chance.
It's a nervous wait knowing you've got to clock 55 or under to give yourself the best chance of making that A final. Ooh, a flying start there from Raffi O'Sullivan out in lane 1.
Love that for him. There we go. And the boys are away. Are we going to have one of the first races where we're all underwater for the first 50? I think it could be. We can see the pool setters in the background as well. But, some fast turnarounds in the middle of the pool. That could be Noel Langer, Lockie Vink in the mix. But I think it's going to be Heath Corrie from Mordialloc. The best of it for now, that bright blue cap. Have a look at his kick rate, Christy.
Yeah, it is Heath Corrie from Mordialloc. Just keeping that Mannequin in that slipstream. Another difficulty that we saw some of our competitors having. You can accidentally kick your own Mannequin, which can dislodge it from your hands. So no trouble at all there for Heath Corrie. Wow, 48.3.
And that is a solid 2 and a bit seconds clear of the rest of the field. Lockie Vink coming through from Met Caloundra. So we've got Heath and Lachlan now. Our fastest qualifiers, Oscar Star Thomas from Maroochydore moves into 3rd position. Darcy Higgins, Oscar and Darcy in that very first heat. But Christy, so good to see the first of those 48s on the board. And that is definitely competitive with the international results that we saw last week. That would have booked him an A final berth at the national team's comp.
Incredible swim there. And it was a DQ to Raffi O'Sullivan. I said it was a flying start and it was actually a break. So
maybe too much flying.
Yes, just by a fraction of a second there. So unfortunate for Raffi O'Sullivan.
Oh, that's tough. Especially when you have to do the whole 100 carry afterwards as well. Hopefully he was just thinking, I am nailing this. I'm doing a great job. Hopefully someone manually did grab that result for him and note, like, we just got to work on that start and we've got a fantastic race to put together. We now have only 2 heats yet to swim, 2 heats to go in the 100 carry. We've seen only one sub 50. Could this be the race where we see a few more come through? Tristan Hübner-Hecker from Bietigheim Bissingen, Luca Widmer from Met Caloundra, Jaden Dion-Dor from Lukenwald, teammate Devon Cath in the mix, Kai Gilbert, Super Lifesaver champion from yesterday from Northcliffe in lane 5, James Lee, Met Caloundra in 6, William Love in 7, and Florian Lockman from Niederolm Warstadt. And William Love, Christy, was one of our gold medalists in the line throw.
Oh, wow.
Good to see. Good to
see him lining up there in lane 7. Athletes looking pretty relaxed as they're sitting on the block.
So currently we have Prosper from Langenberg, the 8th fastest qualifier with a 55.03. So definitely sub 55s required. Let's face it, maybe low 55s by the end of these next 2 races.
So our second last heat in the water now.
And you've got to think nearly all underwater here, Christy. They look pretty pretty deep at the moment. It is 2 metres across the entire bottom of the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. Definitely when the first of our opens arrived for the national team's comp, they said this is a fast pool, and that is one of the reasons why the boys up and away. But it is going to be lane 4. Devon Carth doing a great job. Kai Gilbert right next to him. Expect Kai to come home very strongly. And in lane 3, Jaden Dion from Germany. That is 1, 2, 3 for now, but James Lee from Met Caloundra, the pale blue cap on the bottom of your screen, might be pushing up into 3rd.
James Lee making a big move. I think it might just be Kai Gilbert, though, touching narrowly ahead in a time of 51.56. So Kai Gilbert from Devon Cath in a 52, and back to James Lee from Met Caloundra in a 52.74. So very, very fast times in this second last heat.
Yep, great racing there, and Kai was in the A final for the international comp last week, so that we know he's got a fantastic 100 carry, and we just see him get these great kicks on the wall, a big, strong finish there. And unfortunately, Christy, it looks like we've had another disqualification. Luca Widmar, who finished really strongly there. Unfortunately, a DQ for him.
Yeah, we're not quite sure where Luca went wrong, but the rest of the field finishing under 60 seconds. Maybe enough for a B final for some of those.
Could be. Only one heat yet to go, and now it is James Lee from Met Caloundra who occupies that 8th position, a time of 52.41. So having a look at the full heat we have here, love that. The final race of the 100 carry heats here. Matthew Lowe in 1 from Northcliffe, Louis Herter from Niederolm in 2, Jack Hantford, Marangi Bay in 3, Braden Woodford from Bulli. He'll be in the mix there in lane 4. Noah McDonald from Pacific, Jackson Brennan from Currumbin, Lucas Wunda from Lukenwald, and Jacob Falconer from Ocean Beach. Big swims, one more heat. Great to see Jacko in the mix there, but anyone's race from here, Chrissy. Braden Woodford, you've got to think, is close to a favourite in this one. I think he was 4th at the national team's comp, 47.99 his swim there, 47.99, but again, I'm still thinking about Heath Corrie, who has gone 48.39, still 2 seconds clear of the rest of the field as we line up the final heat to confirm these A and B finals. And Christy, it's not even 9 a.m. yet. It's 8:55.
I'm exhausted watching these heats. A lot more nerves on the faces of the men in heat number 10. They know what they have to do.
I'm going to need to lie down. Actually, I'm going to lie down now. You take this next race up. I need a break.
Jen, stick with us. We're going to see some very, very fast times posted. As you mentioned there, Braden Woodford in lane 4 from Bulli. Possibly the favourite in this heat.
But we need to get them through this heat safely, just as we start to see those DQs come through. And you've got to think on the end of 1 or 2 weeks of racing for these competitors, that's where your mistakes start to come through. That's where the fatigue sets in. So we've got, I think that is Braden currently in the lead in lane number 4, out on lane 8 as well for this heat. A fantastic start from Jacob Falconer from Ocean Beach as the pool setters go past there. But that yellow cap of Bulli looking very, very strong. Lane 7 as well, Lucas Wunder from Lukenwald, a fantastic swim. And in lane 1, Matthew Lowe. So the entire width of the pool, we've got anyone's race, but probably Braden Woodford's.
Yeah, Braden's looking very strong in the middle of the pool. On screen now, that yellow cap from Bulli, 5 metres to swim. So Braden Woodford will hit the wall first in a time of 50.29. So not our fastest qualifier, but he will safely make it through to that A final with that time.
Oh, absolutely. Great to see Jacko Brennan coming through there in 52.1 as we get the instant replay of this full heat, the last heat. That's Braden, who's about to surface now, coming through. Great finish, strong on the wall, got everything done there, and he's going to be the second fastest qualifier for that A final. But Heath Corrie, the one to beat. Heath Corrie in 1, Braden Woodford in 2, Lachlan Vink, Kai Gilbert, Noel Langer, Devon Carth, Oscar Starr Thomas and Darcy Higgins. They make it from the first heat of the day. They will be there in the A final. James Lee will lead us off in the Bs. And then it will have Matthew Lowe, Jackson Brennan. Fantastic to see him in there. James Lee, Jacob Falconer, Lucas Funda, Jaden Dion-Dore, Jack Hanford and Devon Gordon-Michael from Lucanville will be the final qualifier in the B. But on screen right now, that is what our A final will look like this afternoon for the 100 carry with fins. And Christy, we're just about on at 9 o'clock. I cannot believe that we're already through the 100 carry with fins. That was probably one of the bigger races that we were expecting today. The rescue medley is up next. And as you say, your least favourite, what you would claim to be the toughest race on the program. And I do love that we all have different views on that. To me, it's, I would say, the 200 obs any day of the week, the toughest race. But the girls getting ready. They would have seen those heats really starting to move through quite quickly and thought, yep, I better get down there. If I'm in those first few heats for the 100-metre rescue medley, I need to be there. We see Raywood on the screen. Great to see Jasmine back in the mix. And Naisha Shetty from India. Cannot wait to see her fly in this one. Naisha from India was in the B final for the international teams competition last week, a time of 1:22. I have it on good authority that was definitely a PB for her. So really keen to see as she continues to improve if she could put something special up now. But hey, Jay, she's trying to figure out which way the camera's going, looking left and right there. But here we go. So we've combined a race or two already. This looks to be Heat 3. That is going to be, as per live heats, Regan Copsey from Maroochydore in lane 1, Naisha Shetty from Rashtira in India in 2, Jasmine Raywood, J.O. Prey, Tara Shodder from Northcliffe, and lots of Northcliffe and Maroochydore in the mix. Sammy McGrath and Amy Newton will round out this race here. So heat number 3 for the rescue medley, Christy, thinking that we'll have maybe 10 heats in total, maybe just less, but for the girls, this they know they need to get through a rescue medley, but the anticipation would be building. You know you're getting through the program. You know you're on the last day. Everyone's feeling tired, but a little more relaxed as we come through. This must be a really wonderful position to be in.
Yeah, you can see our athletes are looking pretty relaxed just in that marshalling area, waiting for this event to get set. I think this is the event that requires the most amount of courage. We spoke about the mannequin carry, where you do have the option of going underwater or not, whereas the medley you don't have that option. So it's a flat 50 sprint, but you've got to tumble turn and stay underwater the distance to pick up your mannequin. And I think just knowing that if you do surface, it's an instant DQ. So these competitors not having the option to surface before that mannequin, and yeah, that pressure was something I did not enjoy.
Are you feeling it right now?
I did not enjoy that part of this race. I would avoid this 100-metre rescue medley at all costs.
Well, luckily you were good enough at everything else that we were able to load you up with the other events on the program. The girls would be feeling the nerves at the moment, but this is where they'll step up. And for some of them, they've definitely done a 100 rescue medley before, either at this World Championships, definitely a few of their domestic events as well. So we're just seeing the girls take in the big breaths. And Christy, what I really enjoyed, we saw this in some of the Opens racing, even in some of the national teams racing as well. A lot of our athletes not even doing the tumble turn at the halfway mark. Some of them definitely opting to touch the wall, arm over, take a big breath there, and honestly, if that's what gets you through this race safely, go for it.
Yeah, it's a real oxygen deficit heading towards that mannequin, and you said it's a real mind game. You'll swim over your mannequin on that first 50, heading towards that tumble turn or that touch. Up to you how you turn around, get that last breath in. But then, yes, it's an underwater swim back towards the mannequin. Is it a 17?
17 and a half. We actually used to have, back in my day, we used to have different distances for both the men and the women, and then I think it was 15 and 20, and then they split the difference. We found the Goldilocks solution, and I really love that we all race to the same distances now, and I think that's one of the best things about racing in Lifesaving across the pool, the ocean, and the beach. Regardless of gender, we are all doing the same races with the same distance, on the same craft, in the same conditions, and even if we were to extend that to some of our domestic racing here in Australia for the same prize money. I love the equality within our sport.
And Jen, 17 metres might not sound like a lot, but you can see the distance to the flags is 5 metres, and that seems like a long way underwater. So It is a fair distance, particularly after a 50-metre sprint where you're already extremely out of breath, the lungs are burning.
We're not making it easier for the girls at the moment. They're seeing themselves on the big screen down at the far end of the pool. That's probably either helping or hindering the nerves, but they will be absolutely fine. I'm actually really impressed that this is the lineup that we have in heat number 1. We've got a lot of our Aussie stars in the mix, but again, Naisha Shetty in lane 2 from India, just phenomenal for the national teams comp. She's getting better and better as this competition continues. We saw her in the finals yesterday for the 50 carry. We said then that we were excited for this race right now, keen to see what she can put together. And Christy, even though your brain is telling you to slow down in this race, you need to set it up in that first 50.
You really do, Jen. You need to go out hard. We can see there Raywood in lane 3, probably with a slight lead. It's not something you can go too slow in that first 50, or you just won't be able to post a fast enough time.
Wonderful to see Raywood go out so quickly in lane number 3. Lane 1 as well. Regan Copsey staying with her. Naisha Shetty is incredible underwater. And for some of the girls, this is where you'll see them really start to execute the plan. They would have counted out how many kicks, how many breaststrokes. Oh no, and we've seen our first casualty of the day there. Amy Newton has come up a little early. Her race is over, but the girls are with the Mannequin now, and you've got to think Naisha Shetty in lane 2. She's going to start challenging Jasmine Raywood. And how great was it to see the Raywood sisters sharing the podium for some of those ocean races? In particular, I think it was a 1-2 in the ski race.
Yeah, very talented family, both exceptional swimmers. We can see Jasmine Raywood just narrowly ahead there of Naisha from India, hitting the wall in second place. So a 1:18 for Jasmine Raywood.
And Naisha coming through in a 1:19.09. So I think Naisha was 1:22 at the national teams comp. She's now gone under that 1:20 mark. Just phenomenal. She's getting better and better. And now we have the nervous wait to find out, will they be in the finals? Regan Copsey, 1:24 in the mix. And a few great times across the board. Grab those from there. So Jasmine Raywood with that win in the first heat. She is now number 1 on the leaderboard ahead of Naisha Shetty. And thinking about what sort of times the girls might need to hit here for those A and B finals, I think for the national teams comp it was probably about 17-ish. So you've got to think maybe sub 20 could be enough for an A final here, or just on the cusp, and B finals probably nudging into that 1:24, 1:25 territory.
So a solid time on the board for Jasmine Raywood, 1:18. We'll keep an eye to see if that is fast enough for the A final. We suspect it will be. Lining up.
Everything that we say is unofficial until we get to the end, until we've got gold medals around next. Christy, great news as well. We've collapsed a few more heats. So what is on screen right now actually appears as heat number 6 in live heats. Louisa Brockmeyer, Alison Lavoie, Daria Burkhardt, Amber Roseberry, Eva Chapman, Bianca Raywood, sister of Jasmine in the mix here, Amani Magotzi from Clifton, and Julia Dumont from Canada in lane 8. And have a look at the start there from Bianca Raywood.
She will have seen the time her sister has just posted. Bianca Raywood there, lane number 6 rather, just doing a fantastic job. We'll see a few more strokes. Last breath, last big breath before
it's
the
allowed.
Turn.
We encourage big breaths. Lane 5 as well, actually having a little bit of a pause. Honestly, we can see the thumbs up from the official there as they come through. And this we do love watching, but Raywood already up at her Mannequin, grabbing that one really well. She is away, and it looks like all of the ladies now with their Mannequins, they have made it through. Fantastic work, especially for those who were a little less confident, just taking a pause. Honestly, whatever you need to get through this race. But I think Raywood has absolutely bolted. I think she is well clear of the rest of the field. She's actually nearly under the flags already. We've got to work on these seed times for the Raywood girls. We've got to get this admin sorted next time around, because she's going to come through a fantastic time, a 1:16.45. 1:16.45 for her. What a swim.
Yeah, she was probably At least 20 metres ahead. You can see second still yet to hit the wall. It will be lane 8, Julia Dumont.
Yeah, 1:33, great swim there, but Bianca again swimming out by herself. We were nervous for her in the super. She had to swim out by herself in those qualification rounds, no dramas at all, and loving seeing that big PB to come through yesterday, a 2:25 to take out the world title. We talk about the perfect race. She did that yesterday, Arvo. Would love to see her back it up now, get another perfect race in this medley final because she is looking fantastic for the final. She's got a 1:16.45. Sister Jasmine, 1:18. Naisha Shetty. They are the 3 sub 120 times that we have on the board, the fastest qualifiers. Great touch on the wall there.
She looked so confident. You could see that big breath before the tumble turn. Bianca Raywood, 1:16.45. Huge win in heat number 6 ahead of Julia Dumont from Canada, 1:33.88.
And someone else who we're looking forward to seeing is in this next race in lane 5, Olivia Tukia. She was fantastic in the 50 carry yesterday. We're just going to increase the difficulty now, add a little distance, add a little bit of underwater. Olivia Tukia from Currumbin Beach Vikings in lane 5. Looking forward to her. And joining her in this full heat, we have Indy Bland in 1 from Maroochydore, Josiane Lavatu from Canada, Stephanie Staniforth in the mix, Zoe McKenna, welcome from Mordialloc in lane 4, Aurelie Perron from Canada in 6, and then from Germany, Lena Müller in 7, Carla Drury from Elwood in lane 8, and Lena Müller from Norderstedt up very, very quickly, that bright pink cap. Do love those. And Carla Drury closest to us on the bottom of the screen, looking very calm, very comfortable.
Olivia Tukia as well, lane number 5. Alongside her, Zoe McKenna in the blue cap there of Mordialloc. Stephanie in the yellow cap from Bulli. Look to be in control. Indy Bland also from Maroochydore. She'll actually turn first, top of the screen.
Great time as well, 32.61. Not just 32.61 on the touch, but that's 32.61 feet on the wall.
Yeah, she didn't hold back at all in that first 50. Picking up the Mannequin now. She'll be happy to surface.
The relief of getting your Mannequin.
Some oxygen.
But then you think, oh, I've got like another 30 metres to carry this thing home. It's the worst. But Olivia Tukia, as expected, so strong, great stroke rate. And have a look at that kick as well. She's really got the outboard motor happening there. Really deep with that Mannequin carry, just tucked in below her hip there, but looking really, really strong. She'd love to add to her medal tally. We've got to get her to the A final first. We've got to get her to the wall safely. She'll take the last few breaths. Comes through. There we see 1:18, another sub 1:20 swim. And Indy Bland, top of the screen, 1:22 is pretty quick as well.
Yeah, she was our early leader, but a solid swim time just coming in behind Olivia Tukia. So we'll keep an eye on that time for Indy Bland.
Yeah, fantastic work for the ladies. Olivia is now 3rd overall behind the Raywood sisters, 1:19.06 for her, and Indy Bland is 5th overall with that 1:22 low. So here we see the start. Indy Bland, fantastic on the top of the screen. Olivia Tukia, you can see she is off and immediately into those butterfly kicks, and the girls pick up that Mannequin together. She carries it quite low in the water, but wowee, it works for her. Big touch on the wall, big breath to finish. And we have 4 heats remaining. 4 heats remaining in the 100 rescue medley. As we see the results from the previous heat just come through, we make it official. Olivia 1:18.88. But officially it's heat number 8 coming up next. Kira Van Heerden from Clifton, Ruby Simmons from Sunshine Coast Grammar, LED Etherington, Olivia's teammate back in the mix here. Lillian Roche from Gilly in 4, Marley Clark from Currumbin, Emma Pretz from Vallender, Emma Stern from Nida Olmorstadt, and Anna Marie Skinder from the Pacific Swim Academy. Lane 8, closest to us on the bottom of the screen. The girls look nervous, but they look ready.
We saw a great time from LED Etherington just on screen there in the 100 Mannequin carry. It's a very different event though, this one without the fins. We'll see how she goes. Looking pretty happy and relaxed at the start.
That's always a good sign, isn't it, Christy? Obviously, everyone, you can do whatever you want behind the blocks. Some people are focused, some people listen to music up until the last minute, but we do love seeing happy and relaxed competitors, and at the end of 17 days of competition here at the Lifesaving World Championships. If you're not having fun by now, you're doing it wrong.
Exactly, yeah. A lot of less nerves, just happy to be there competing with their mates.
And that is Pacific Swim Academy from Canada. On screen right now, a big welcome to our friends. That's Anna-Marie Skinder. We've seen her in action quite a few times, the bright yellow cap there. I think that is going to be maybe one of our German friends there. Blue is Nita Olmwarstadt. They've had a fantastic meet. Lots of support in the stands for them. That's Emma Stern on screen for now. But official hand in the air. It will drop to the side. And Christy, take us away in heat number 8.
Well, Jen, a clean start. No problems there with any braking. It looks like Kira Van Heeden up in lane number 1 from Clifton Surf Club, getting a flying start. And Anna-Marie Skinder down here, lane number 8, matching it with her. So the two ends of the pool doing the best at the moment. But Kira Van Heeden absolutely flying top of the screen.
Yeah, I think it was Kira's teammate Rebecca Fury who was actually in the B final for South Africa at the national teams competition. Kira, wowee, well ahead of the field for now. We can just see that slight shadow on the bottom of the pool. She's quite high at the moment. She'll need to come through there, but no dramas at all for her. That yellow cap, Sunshine Coast Grammar, that's Ruby Simmons coming through now. Great swim from Ruby. And the rest of the field now surfacing and away. I don't think they're going to catch Kira Van Heeden from here.
She did a great job. A little bit of a difficult pickup. She wasn't able to actually get her feet on the bottom. So a slow pickup, but still able to hold a lead here against the rest of the field. Kira Van Heeden just about to touch the wall. A few more metres to swim in a time of 1:16.47. So very, very fast time from Kira.
Yeah, fantastic race. Another 1:16 on the board. So that puts her safely, I want to say, in the top 4 for now. No, top 2. There you go. Bianca Raywood still number 1 with that 16.4. Kira coming through with a 16.8. Jasmine, Olivia and Naisha the next to come through. But my gosh, we have seen Kira do so many races. I feel she's entered in nearly every race here at the moment. She's doing an incredible job to still be punching out some 1:16s in the rescue medley. That's impressive. Cannot wait to see what she's got left in the final, because, Christy, once we get to the finals this afternoon, we will confirm what time they will start. Getting a little bit sad that it's nearly all over.
I know. We've got the best seat in the house bringing these races to you on the live stream. I'm absolutely excited to see just how fast the athletes can go in the finals. We've had some amazing heat times. You can see official results there. Heat number 8, Kira Van Heeden in a 1:16.47.
So just 3 heats yet to swim. If we take a look at the overall leaderboard, Regan Copsey from Maroochydore with a 1:24 high is currently in 8th position. Lillian Roche from Gilly in 16th with a 1:31. It's going to be tight, especially when you see the quality of this lineup now. Eleanor Flowers, Kaya Gessner, Abigail Skinder, Alyssa Tapper, Lucy Kinnear, Emily and Courtney Fitzgerald in 7 and 8 from the Sunshine Coast Grammar Pool Lifesaving Club. And Christy, thinking about the live stream that we have right now, I just had a little sneaky peek. We've got the beach flags in action at the moment up at Kurrawa. So all the qualifying rounds for the beach flags will be run this morning for the Opens, finals for them this afternoon, if you're keen to keep an eye on both of the live streams happening on the final day of racing.
Thanks, Jen. Yes, plenty of action as you see the swimmers just swimming over top of those mannequins, that they will head back towards a long, long way still to the wall. So it looks like Alyssa Tapper.
What a start for her.
From Northcliffe.
And Christy, sorry to interrupt, that's really confident swimming as well. One, to push that first 50, but to push it when you're out by yourself, swimming with no one around you, thinking, have I gone too fast? Have I gone too early? What am I doing? Alyssa Tapper, you are doing everything correct at the moment. A really deep carry there we can see in the middle of the screen. She's just within those yellow lane ropes. And that could be Eleanor Flowers at the top of the screen from Trig Island.
Yeah, very different technique from Alyssa Tapper. Northcliffe still holding on to her lead. She flew down that first 50 in a 31. Coming home so strong, really straight arm. with her swimming arm there, and such a strong kick. So Alyssa Tapper will hit the wall in first for this heat in a time of 1:20. So not the fastest we've seen, but probably still within that A final with only 2 heats to go.
Yeah, that's currently 6th overall, that swim of 1:20.60 for Alyssa Tapper of Northcliffe. 6th overall, Eleanor Flowers, who was in the top lane there. She will actually be in 8th overall with a 1:22.1, and this is where we saw that great pickup. Look how clear she was on the rest of the field. Huge confidence there. Great finish on the wall as well, coming through. Big touch, big breath as well. Alyssa Tapper, great swim. A really confident start as well. Love seeing that for our youth athletes.
Yeah, she really took that from the start. Alyssa Tapper, there are the official results. 1:20.50 ahead of Eleanor Flowers, 1:22.
So we only have 2 heats yet to go, and they will be the last 2 heats, or the last 2 individual races, I should say, for our heats program this morning. Erica Orbell from Mairangi Bay, Jet Kerman from Lukenwald, Amaya Lopez from Mordialloc, Madison Jones from Currumbin in 5, Anna McLaren from Waimarana in 6, and Manya Yami from Norderstedt in lane 8. So 2 races yet to go, and I think the next heat will be a full one, but just 6 ladies lining up for this next race. So A and B final qualification positions up for grabs. You've got to think Madison Jones in lane 5. She is great carrying a Mannequin. A fast start expected for her. She often leads out the Currumbin Vikings relays as well because she is so quick off that start.
And she's off to an early lead at the moment. Madison Jones, lane number 5 from Currumbin.
Amaya Lopez, though, sticking right with her. The girls breathing side by side at the moment. Amaya in the blue cap there from Mordialloc. Jet Kerman from Lukenwald just falling off a little bit. The black cap in lane 3 as the girls take the big breath, the big turn. And here's where we go to work underwater.
Just see how strong those kicks are. Streamline, butterfly kick, 17.5 metres. Down to that 2 metre depth, picking up the Mannequins now. Nothing really separating our leaders from lanes 4 and 5.
Yeah, the girls surfacing together here, and you can see Jones just breathing to her right, trying to get that stroke rate really moving through. Amaya Lopez from Mordialloc, she was incredible in their relays over the last few days. Keen to see what she has got left in the tank here. Definitely a race into Jones in the white cap from Currumbin, just starting to pull away now. This is where we can see who can swim under fatigue, who can carry a Mannequin when they're really, really tired. It's going to be Madison Jones. Fantastic finish on the wall. And Christy, we always say, no breathing under the flag. She executed that perfectly. Amaya Lopez coming through. So that's going to be a 1:16.8 for Madison, 1:18 low. And I think that will put the girls definitely in the A final positions for now. Madison Jones, she is 3rd overall with that 1:16. And this is shaping up to be a fantastic final. 3 ladies in that 1:16 space at the moment. Amaya Lopez now 5th overall. And we see the relays, the girls, not a lot splitting them and nearly identical at that pickup here.
Yeah, 3 coming through on that 1:16, another 3 on that 1:18. It's going to be a very, very tight final. We've got 1 more heat to go.
With one heat to go, we've got Nisha Shetty on 19.0, Alyssa Tapper. They are on the cusp of the A and B finals at the moment. That is going to be a tough one because we can see as just the results are up there now. Madison still clear on that 1:16. It is a full heat to finish, the last individual race of this morning's programs for the prelims, as our German friends would say. We've got Tammy Luna Arnold from Lukenwald in lane 1, Charlie Barber from Newport in 2, Katarina Salna from Lukenwald in 3, Gemma Holt from Mordialloc in 4. Gemma Holt 5th at the national teams comp last week. She would love to back up now and add to those A finals. Alina Wagner from Lukenwald in 5, Eve Cervenak from Tugan, Frida Mederig, and then Kate McLaren from Waimarana in lane 8. And Chrissy, this is probably one of the most consistent first 50s that we've seen. Maybe Frida from Norderstedt, the bright pink cap, challenging for the lead towards the bottom of our screen.
Yeah, just ahead of Gemma Holt from Mordialloc. So Frida will turn first, Gemma in second.
Katarina
See how
three.
strong they are. across the underwater, some of the athletes throwing in a few breaststroke kicks and strokes. That was definitely, that was me.
That was our technique. As many as you needed. Just get to the mannequin, Christy and Jen. Do your best.
And you don't want to look up too early. You don't want to look at how far you've got to go. So, yes, it's always further than you think.
But Gemma Holt, have a look at the carry here. The Australian rep last week, the Morty Alec rep now, she's in lane 4 doing an incredible job. She's about nearly a body length clear on the rest of the field. Alina Wagner from Lukenwald looking very good. Katarina also from Lukenwald either side as Gemma comes through. A little glide on the wall. It doesn't matter. A 1:18. A fantastic finish. 1:19 for Alina there. So I think we have ourselves an A final, and in wonderful news, I think Naisha Shetty from India has made the A final. What a performance. She just keeps on getting faster. International to Interclub. Naisha, you superstar.
Just breaking under that 120 barrier. So it took a 1:19 to qualify for our A final.
And I think for the B, Katarina Selner, she will be the final qualifier for the B in a time of 1:24. Will be led off by her teammate, Alina Wagner, who qualified 9th overall. So congratulations to Lukenwald. Fantastic points opportunities there for them.
Yeah, Gemma Holt on screen. Just with that replay, we'll have a look at the official results of Heat 11. Oh, this is our Heat 11. So Gemma Holt, 1:18.73. So safely into the A final along with Alina Wagner, 1:19.81.
Fantastic swimming. So the girls are done with their individual heats today. How good is that? And on screen right now, you can see that will be the A final for the rescue medley this afternoon. Raywood in lane 4, the fastest qualifier, Kira Van Heerden from South Africa and Madison Jones, the top 3 there. So the girls are done. They get to kick back now. A few of them will be in that mixed lifesaver relay coming up next. But for now, the final individual races for the men lining up now. Heat number 1, and that looks to be another of our combined races here, Christy, to get a few of the boys racing each other.
Oscar Starr Thomas from Maroochydore. He is closest to the bottom of the screen there, really flying. Heat number 1. He's used to being in that heat number 1 position, and he knows he has to go very, very fast to post a solid time to have a chance at making that A final.
At least he's got a few more friends in this first heat, and we're seeing some butterfly kick on the back as well. A few different techniques used here, and again, you're allowed to do whatever you like there, whatever gets you through. And I can see that's still Oscar Starr Thomas, a fantastic start as he just goes past the underwater carry there and very, very close to the lane route, which makes me really nervous, Christy.
Yes, you don't want to clip that mannequin. It can just dislodge it from your grip, but he looks pretty safe there. Oscar Starr Thomas hitting the wall in a 1:10.8.
1:10. What a start there. Byron Diekman, his club mate there, 1:13.9. And it's going to be Melvin Gilbert, super resilient, backing up after a little bit of disappointment in the 100 carry earlier, 1:14 for Melbourne. Great to see him back. Great to see him repping the Cronulla Surf Lifesaving Club. I think he could be the only Cronulla competitor at this Youth Interclub Championships, but great swims for the boys, loving using the live heat system as well to combine a few races on the fly. And there we go. Gee, he was tight on the wall on that turn there, but no dramas at all. The boys up and away. Great to get the first heat done and a few great times on the board. 1:10.8, the early time to beat. And as per live heats, Christy, we are now going into the 4th heat of the men's 100-metre rescue medley.
Yeah, heat number 4, just about to get themselves up on the blocks.
But we want to make it official first with those results for the 100 rescue medley. Lots of Aussies in the mix there. Timmy from Germany as well. But as we line up this next heat, we have Raphael Leinen from Bietigheim-Bissingen, Callum Merrills from Retford and District, Mika Bartel from Norderstedt, Atlee Marsili from Drayton Valley in Canada, Darcy Higgins from Maroochydore, Wyatt Webb of Drayton Valley, Mikhail Slatch, raced for Kenya last week, racing for Sunshine Coast Grammar, Pool Lifesaving Club this week, and Seth Grayson from Retford and District. He will be in the pale blue cap closest to us on the bottom of screen.
almost ready for a start.
It's Darcy Higgins on screen from Maroochydore. And Christy, this was the worst part right now. Just waiting, going, yep, rescue medley, here we go. And just making sure you get that pacing right in the first 50. It is so tough. The bright cap there from Norderstedt. That's Micah in lane number 3. Bietigheim Bisseken in the navy. Just waiting for those mannequins to be set up. And a shout out to all of the pool setters who are making sure it's a very even start for all of our men here in the 100 rescue medley. I think we've got a few of the divers in the pool as well today with the oxygen tanks, allowing them to stay underwater to set up all the mannequins with centimetre precision, ready for a morning of good fast racing.
All the mannequins are set now, as are our athletes in this heat number 4. Seth Grayson is closest to the bottom of the screen there from Redford and District Lifesaving Club. He's got a great start, but it's Darcy Higgins from Maroochydore in lane number 5, leading the way down this first 50.
It's looking pretty comfortable as well, just breathing every second stroke at the moment, so maintaining that pace while filling the lungs with oxygen. In lane number 1 as well, Raphael from Bietigheim Bisseken, a strong start for him, but here we go. They are away, they're underwater, and it feels like the clock starts now, Christy.
Yes, you could see he wasn't at top speed, Darcy Higgins. A nice relaxed stroke down that first 50, so we'll be able to see how much energy he can spend on the home straight now.
Yeah, he's got a great kick happening for now. That looks fantastic. That looks really, really strong. He's still close to the lane rope, but the mannequin is very, very safe. He is now extending his lead on the rest of the field. Raphael Lynham from Bietigheim Bisseken, a fantastic start, but unable to keep up just now. We can see under the flags, still breathing every single stroke. That is how tough this racing is, Christy. You do not want to give up any bit of extra oxygen.
1:12:04 for Darcy Higgins from Maroochydore. So a very solid swim. You mentioned there just that exertion.
It's tough. It is so tough. And having a look at the leaderboard, I think that's going to put Darcy that time of 1:12:0. That will be second position overall to his clubmate Oscar Starr Thomas, who was in that first heat. Maroochydore occupying the top 3 spots as well. Melvin Gilbert from Cronulla in the mix. Cairns. And again, Cooper, the only competitor here from the Cairns Surf Lifesaving Club in far north Queensland. As we see the boys make their way through, coming through to the carry, and honestly, no dramas for him from here on.
Yeah, very, very solid performance there from Darcy Higgins.
And Christy, we have mentioned that there's been a lot of racing down at Kurrawa Beach, just as we see those results pop through for Darcy 1:12:0. We always talk about, there's something for everyone in lifesaving. You can do some pool comp, some ocean, some beach. And I wanted to give a little shout out to Chelsea Gillette, who used to race for Australia in the pool lifesaving competition, did many, many comps, including world champs for us. She's actually now made the move over to IRB competition. She's just popped up a post to say, thanks so much to my teammates, our coaches, our managers. Tough racing conditions, especially when you've got Sunset from New Zealand in the mix. It is tough for them. But they got second in the tube rescue in the overall point score, gold in the teams rescue as well. And she says, I couldn't think of a better group and love being part of our Australian lifesaving team in the Kira family. So something for everyone in lifesaving. Once you finish pool lifesaving, follow Chelsea. Go and do some IRB racing. You could be back on the national team.
Yeah, she's a little bit too talented, isn't she?
We're going to leave that one to Chelsea. We're not coming back, but fantastic racing. Here we see the next coming through. This is heat number 5. Top of screen, Ben Chilvers from Retford, Craig McClymont from Haasewinkel, Gabrielle Deschênes from Narwhal Sauvetage, teammate Emile Fortin in the mix as well. Joseph Skinder from Pacific in Canada, Tom Baggerley from Retford and District, Ben Brinkman from Haasewinkel, and rounding out the field, Sam Brager from the Drayton Valley Lifesavers. Lots of GB, lots of Canada in this mix. And Christy, another fairly even start. Maybe Craig McClymont at the top of the screen, the first to turn.
Yeah, Craig.
Oh, a touch and over. Love that.
Yeah, quite a few of our competitors choosing to do that. Club mates Craig and also Ben choosing to do the touch and turn.
Don't look up, Sam.
A lot of the athletes choosing the breaststroke just to get to those mannequins, all surfacing now. So that's the hardest part of the race completed.
Such tough racing, but looking really good in lane 7. I think that's Ben Brinkman still in the lead. 2 across from him in lane 5, I should say. Joseph Skinder in that bright blue cap with the green on it. I want to say Joseph Skinder is actually accelerating at the moment, starting to pull away from the rest of the field. He did a fantastic super lifesaver yesterday, so we know that he's got the distance chops here, coming through, touching in a 1:18.62, Ben 1:20, Emil 1:21, but Chrissy, that was probably one of the more even heats we've seen, and as we see, these boys are just going to keep on pushing each other, the youth just getting stronger and stronger.
Yes, 1:18 there for Joseph Skinder. Looked like they probably took it a little bit easier on that first 50.
And no shade when we say that either, just to be really, really clear.
Absolutely not. As I mentioned, this is, I think, the event needing the most courage. So all athletes getting to that 17.5 metres underwater, picking up those mannequins, and a really strong touch on the wall there for Joseph.
Yeah, great race, great finish, and the relief when you get to drop that mannequin, say, we're done, mate, we're done, I'm over. 1:18.62, Ben 1:20, Emil 1:21, and just having a little look, I think that'll place Joseph in the top 8 for now, that time of 1:18. Raphael is currently in 8th overall from Bietigheim-Bissingen, 1:20, but we've still got quite a few heats to go. I'm really impressed that so many of the boys are lining back up again after a huge few days of racing. Tristan Hübner-Hecker from Bietigheim-Bissingen, Caden Grant from Taylor's Mistake, Jacob Middleton from Hina, Anton Holstein from Norderstedt, Liam Schweitzer from Woodridge, Riley Waite from Shelley Beach, and Nicholas Hiob from Bietigheim-Bissingen. That is how we line up Heat 6 if you are following along on liveheats.com.
Heat 6, 5 heats to go. So we would expect some changes in that A final lineup. Heat 6 in the water now.
Strong start out in lane 8 from Nicholas Hiob from Bietigheim-Bissingen. He's really pushing the pace, as is Liam Schweitzer from Woodridge. Very bright yellow cap there for the South African. You can see the boys settling into a nice little rhythm there. Riley Waite from Shelley Beach in the mix as well. But lane 1.
Tristan in lane 1 taking the lead now as they come up towards the turn, and it's a tumble for Tristan.
We've actually got teammates from Bietigheim-Bissingen in lanes 1 and 8. Wonderful to see them both pushing the pace here. They've done the work, potentially training together as well. Don't look up, just keep on swimming. I think it's going to be lane 1. Tristan, the first to grab his mannequin, the first to surface.
Yeah, Tristan and Nicholas, as you mentioned, either end of the pool probably with the lead. We can see those middle lanes starting to make a bit of a surge now.
Maybe Anton from Norderstedt in lane 5. The pink cap starting to come through lane 3. Jacob from Hina as well. And for our 2 competitors, Tristan and Nicholas from Bietigheim-Bissingen, I wish we could swap their lanes because they're both looking outside the pool. They're not looking back to see the fantastic finish here. That is Anton Holstein coming through in a 1:15.1. Liam Schweitzer from South Africa, 1:15.18. Only 6/100ths of a second separating those 2 finishes. What a battle. That's what we want to see. And with those 1:15 times, both in the top 8 for the qualifications overall.
Yes, Jacob Middleton hitting the wall there in 3rd, 1:16.9. So really solid time there as well for Jacob. Just having a look back at that underwater work. Those all-important pickups.
And a big touch on the wall there. Sorry. I love that. This is the how tight we are just in some of these heats. We have got 4 individual races left for the men. Anton, 1:15.1. Liam, 1:15.18. So great swimming, great racing. You would expect nothing less at the Lifesaving World Championships, with 4 heats yet to go, 4 individual races remaining for the men in this rescue medley. And then, Christy, we will have the mixed 4x50 lifesaver relay, only 3 heats for that one coming up next. But for now, Heat 7 lining up, led by Ethan Parsons in lane 1 from Drayton Valley Lifesavers, Paul Reischauer from Niederom Warstadt, Vincent Lallenset from Naval Sauvetage, Rowan Toon in 4 from Northcliffe, Lasse Lederer is back in action, beating Hein Bissigen. Thilo Brockmeyer from Haasewinkel and Kobe Clark, the first of our Met Caloundra men, standing up now, the pale blue cap in lane 8.
Yes, an even start. Possibly lane number 3. Is that Vincent from Narval Sabotage?
Wonderful to see the Canadians in the mix here. And wowee, that is a fantastic start, Christy.
He's really taking it down this first 50. We'll keep an eye on the time as he approaches that tumble turn. And it is fast. 27 feet on the wall.
Vincent loving the confidence. He's seen how that A final is shaping up. He's also seen that we still have 3 heats to come after this one. He's determined to make his move now. Have a look at the kick he's got going. I can see that from underwater.
Yes, we can see Kobe Clark, bottom of the screen, also from Met Caloundra, starting to come into form.
Rowan Toon as well in lane 4, just creeping up there, the maroon cap of Northcliffe, and more of the butterfly kick, Christy. Again, whatever works for you, you should do it. And for Rowan Toon, this definitely works for him.
Yeah, it's working for Rowan. We've got Leslie as well, lane number 5, finishing strong, but it will be Rowan Toon ahead of Vincent, Leslie in 3rd.
Fantastic swim. Rowan Toon timed that absolutely perfectly. He saw some of the other competitors go out a little more quickly, but coming home beautifully in a 1:11.64. The fact that we've got 1:11s, 1:12s and 1:13s, that is going to shake up the draft day final, I should call it, or the top 8 so far for the qualifications. Having a look at that leaderboard, this is going to be fantastic racing. Looking forward to seeing how it shapes up. But Oscar Star Thomas from that very first heat still in the lead in a 1:10. Rowan Toon second now for that 1:11. And Darcy Higgins just ahead of Vincent, the 2 1:12s on the board. So we need to see if those boys will stay in those first races there. But a 1:11.6 looking very, very good for the team of Northcliffe. Now, it looks to be a slightly smaller heat lining up next, I should say. This is heat number 8. Jack Hanford from Mairangi Bay, Matthew Lowe from Northcliffe, Tom Habel from Lukenwald, also Luca Paul Gerlach from the same club, and then Mika Liam Horniak from Raider Vadenbroek. So only 5 competitors in the field here, but expecting some very quick times as we come into the final seeded heats.
Yes, Jen, we can see our starters for heat number 8 ready to get underway.
Just waiting, ready to go, and probably again racing a little earlier than they may have anticipated. I can see a few names in these last heats coming through where the boys chose not to race that 100 carry. Either, they're focusing in on the medley, or the 100 carry isn't their favoured event. So we'll have some fresher legs coming through soon, and that will be a distinct advantage that you haven't had to do the 100 carry. Then we will finish this morning's heats with the mixed 4x50 Lifesaver relay. Just waiting for the big thumbs up. Just waiting for the officials to confirm that all of the mannequins have been set and ready.
Yes, Matthew Lowe there, lane number 4 from Northcliffe. We saw him collect a few medals in the ocean competition, also bagging another medal with his teammates yesterday.
Oh, that was a great finish, wasn't it? So good.
We'll expect him to be fast down this first 50.
And I do love that through live heats we can see the splits for all of these races. The athletes will be able to take that data back to their coaches, have a chat, analyse the races, see where there is room for improvement. And Christy, you called it correctly. Have a look at the speed that we're starting to see in this race right now. Lane 5 though, Tom Habel probably just ahead of Matthew Lowe.
Tom Habel taking it to the field. Matt Lowe probably a stroke behind, nothing much separating them as they come into that turn. 26.8. Very, very fast first 50.
Especially when it's 26.8, feet to the wall, and we can see that they are up already. What an incredible underwater work we've seen there from Matthew Lowe. He has got a nice lead at the moment. Have a look at this, pulling away from the field. Very close to the lane row, but have a look at the stroke rate for both of these men. Actually, that is a fantastic heat. Matthew Lowe, top of screen in the maroon cap, and that is Tom Habel from Germany next door. Christy, this is a fantastic swim.
Impressive underwater there from Matt Lowe. He'll touch the wall first in a 1:04. The fastest by far.
By quite a bit. How's that?
104.
Fantastic. Oh, and this is shaking up the overall leaderboard now. Matthew Lowe coming through. We just see the replay, and you called a fast start. A fast start was delivered to us as well. Across the board, actually, that was an incredible race. We see the turn here, but it was the underwater work that really made the difference here. Matthew Lowe planting those feet, getting the Mannequin up very quickly, and fantastic carry. Great touch on the wall, a time of 104.88. He's got to be happy with that one. Tom Habel, the now overall second fastest qualifier with a 107.0. Luca from Germany, 112. So the A final looking a little tighter now. Lasse Lederer with a 113.0 is currently in 8th position overall. Jacob Middleton from Hina, 116, is the final qualifier as it stands. 16th overall for that B position, but with the first of the 104s coming through, that was impressive. That is what we want to see. Those are the races that you want at the Lifesaving World Championships.
And Jen, we've got some big names coming up in heat number 9. We've got Leo, who took out the 50. We've got Braden Woodford, who we know is so fast. Kai Gilbert, Heath Corrie.
Lots of big races. This is going to be a tough one, and I can't believe we still have another heat to swim after this one. So top of the screen in lane 1, that is Justus Pills from Langenberg, Heath Corrie, Kai Gilbert, the super champion, Leo, the 50 champion, Braden, international winner of that 100 tow, Noah McDonald from Canada, Pacific Swim Academy, Alex Walker from Currumbin, and Florian Lockman from Niederom Warstadt. Have a look at that for a start. The speed is picking up. They've seen that incredible swim from Matthew Lowe, 104, the new mark. You've got to think it's 110 or better from here on in to make that A final. But look at the start, lane 3, Kai Gilbert.
Kai Gilbert really wanting to set the pace early. We'll watch the time, 26.3.
And incredibly, Kai did not swim this race for Australia last week. We had Riley Brennan, who actually took out the title, and then Braden Woodford, who is in this heat now. He was 4th overall with a time of 104.55. So really keen to see what Kai can put together, especially with the confidence boost that he would have received yesterday, taking out the big title for the Super Lifesaver.
We'll see Leo starting to move through the field. We know how strong he is with this carry, so he's hit the lead now, just going past Kai Gilbert.
Braden Woodford not out of this, yes, chasing really tightly on the line. We saw a great battle yesterday, Kai and Braden, in that super final, but 105.8 for Leo. We knew he'd be good in this one. He was amazing in that 50 carry as well. So Braden comes through in 2 with 107.2, Kai 107.4. Oh, we've got some sub-10 swims happening here. This is what we want to see. And as we look at the overall leaderboard ahead of the final heat of the day, Oscar Starr Thomas from that very first heat, the 110.80, just in there in 8th position at the moment. Unfortunately, likely to drop into the Bs, but did everything he needed from that very first heat to give himself the best possible opportunity. But my gosh, have a look at Leo go. He nearly did a shorter stroke on that second last stroke to ensure he had the big touch on the finish.
Yeah, so impressive in that carry without fins. Leo will be looking for him in the final, 105.83. So second fastest qualifier at this stage with 1 heat to go.
And we can see there Alex Walker, he was 4th in that heat, but now 6th overall, that time of 109.98. So we're about to find out if it is enough for an A final, the last individual race for this morning's heats. We have Devon Gordon-Michael from Lukenwald in 1, from Met Caloundra, Luca Widmer and James Lee in the mix. From Currumbin, look at this, Riley Brennan, Kobe Holden, William Love, all in the mix. From Northcliffe, Cooper Lynch in 7, and Jacob Falconer closing it out, lane 8, closest to us. He will be in the pale blue cap. The boys ready for a start, the last of the individual heats this morning.
Yeah, and flying off the start there, Cooper Lynch from Northcliffe. Also, Riley Brennan, lane number 4, They look to be our early leaders down this first 50.
And I was thinking about Riley and Kobe both passing on the 100 carry earlier today to really focus in on these races now where they have the best opportunity. Riley took out the World Championship for the international competition last week, taking the title in a 1:01.77 ahead of the Italians who got the 2 and 3. Braden Woodford just off the podium there. So you've got to think Riley Brennan looking very, very good as we see the pool setters go past, and he's looking really strong out in front at the moment, swimming away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, not as close as I expected. This heat number 10, Riley Brennan, the clear leader, just about to swim underneath the flag. So 5 metres to go for Riley Brennan. He'll touch the wall in a 1:02.
And you've got to think he will have a little bit left in the tank, taking a breath on the wall there as well. But it doesn't matter. He's nailed that heat swim, a solid 6 seconds faster than the rest of the field and 2 seconds ahead of Matthew Lowe, who will be the second fastest qualifier for the A finals this afternoon. So great swim for Riley Brennan there. Kobe Holden second in 1:08, and I think that will put Kobe in the A final. James Lee 1:08.6. He will be in the A final as well as we see it. But Christy, what a race. Clear on the rest of the field to do a 1:02 on what must feel like his 40th day of racing by now. Riley Brennan comes through 1:02.3, Kobe 1:08. James Lee and William Love, I think, will be in the B final with that swim there. But great racing, so confirming the A final for the rescue medley this afternoon. Riley Brennan will be in 4 with Matthew Lowe, Leo Ilias Bauman, Tom Hable, Braden Woodford, Kai Gilbert, Kobe Holden and James Lee. Then the B final, we will start with Alex Walker, then William Love, Luca Widmer, Heath Corrie in the mix, Oscar Starr-Thomas, Rowan Toon, Jacob Falconer and Darcy Higgins, another of those swimmers from the very first heat. But very much looking forward to that race. But the on the screen, that is the A final for the rescue medley this afternoon. So big day of racing, Christy. I think that is all of our individual races to start for now. We're going to take a short rest before we head into the 4x50 mixed pool lifesaver relay, because the men and women have had a massive morning of racing already, and we can see that the marshalling for the relay will start at 10:15. It is currently 9:50 a.m. on the Gold Coast, so we will see you back in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and that will be marshalling for the 4x50 mixed pool lifesaver relay. Hot tip, jump on the live stream for the beach and then come back and see us very soon. And we are back. Thanks for your patience. Excited to bring you these last races of the heats this morning. It's the youth mixed 4x50 Lifesaver relay. And Christy, we've had to double check the rule books. We want to make sure we get this one correct because for some of our athletes, probably the first time they've been racing this event, let alone racing it at an elite level.
Yes, I'm not as familiar with this particular relay either, Jen, so I'm very, very excited to see this race unfold. Somewhat of a new event in the last 5 years to our program.
But we can see Morty Alec will be top of the screen in lane 1, Naval Sauvetage in 2, Nita O'Morstadt from Germany in 3, Northcliffe in 4, Maroochydore in 5. From Haaswinkel we have Germany. From Germany we have Haaswinkel, Langenberg and then Retford and District from GB rounding out the field. And a few withdrawals, Christy, over that break. Now we only have 2 heats to swim here. And that means that pending any disasters, all of these athletes will be in either an A or a B final later this afternoon. So as we said, it's a little bit different. We will start, it's 4 swimmers per team, 2 men, 2 women. And the beauty of this race is that they can choose per team where to put their women or their men across the 4 races. So you can see at the other end of the pool, lots of fins down that way. So the first leg is just a straight 50 swim. So no fins, no tube, no gear or anything like that. Second position, and in my opinion, one of the harder legs here, it's a 50 underwater, and you have to stay underwater because at the end of that second lap, they will have a mannequin that's on the bottom of the pool, fully submerged. They need to bring that up to the top of the water. The third person has an in-water start. They will be waiting for that mannequin. Then they will carry it 50 metres, no fins. Really, really tough. Short straw there. And then at the 150 mark, at the end of that third lap, they will pass that mannequin to the 4th and final swimmer who will be in the water, and then they will carry it home with fins. So 50 free, 50 underwater, 50 carry, no fins, and then a 50 carry with fins. So hugely technical, and we have actually seen a few disqualifications across the international and then the Open Interclub Championships. So good vibes only for our youth competitors as they line up for the final heats on the final day of the Lifesaving World Championships.
Sounds like a really fun relay indeed. We could see some of their athletes on screen just getting their fins on, adding a bit of shower gel, it looked like, just to help put these fins on. They're very, very hard. You want them tight fitting.
Hey, Pippi, we can see her giving us a big wave there and a big thumbs up to our officials as well. I think that's Michelle from GB on screen. So a big few days, a big few weeks as well. So yes, those fins very, very tight. So you'll definitely see some shampoo, some shower gel. Often I've seen a few little canisters of soap making their way around the pool as well. So what I do love about this, and one of the reasons that it's wonderful to have this as our final race of the day, and this afternoon the final race of the championships as well. 2 men, 2 women, really showing the depth and strength of a team. And for some of our smaller clubs who may have only brought 2 men and 2 women, the opportunity to do a full relay, really exciting to finish.
And Jen, I would expect to see probably the women in these teams doing the legs with the fins, the faster of the legs. Yeah, we'll wait to see how it unfolds.
I do love it, especially when we come into that 4th and final leg. Often there are men and women racing towards the finish line together. So it's a little bit different, a little bit unique. If I think of the ocean equivalent is probably at our Super Surf Teams League here in Australia. We have a few mixed relays where we have 2 board paddlers and 2 swimmers, and it'll be the men and the women going in a relay. And we've had some incredible sprint finishes over the years, men and women coming down that same wave together to finish or running up the beach together, and super exciting race. And we see our athletes being presented out on pool deck now. Just to confirm again, Live Heats has been updated. So Morty Alec will be in lane 1, Naval Sauvetage in 2, Nita O'Morstadt in 3, Northcliffe in 4, Maroochydore in 5, Haaswinkel in 6, Langenberg in 7, and then Retford and District in lane 8. They will have the pale blue caps on. And you've got to love it if you're in this first leg here. We're going to see some speed off the start. I can see some of the girls lining up already. Morty Alec looks like they are starting with a male competitor. And we did start telling this story yesterday, Christy. We see like the officials doing the double high fives there. It's actually to check our competitors' hands to make sure they don't have any adhesive substances there that would make it easier for them to grip onto the mannequin. So unfortunate that we do have to do that, but it's just a very easy, very quick way to check that no one is trying to get that slight advantage coming into these relays.
Yeah, great intel, Jen. I thought we just had super friendly officials down there.
That as well.
Giving everyone a high five before they start. So heat 1 on the blocks now for the mixed Lifesaver relay.
They look to be nearly in the starters' hands. You can see those mannequins lining up across the bottom. That is what we will collect at the halfway mark. But for now, it's all about these fast starts. And I love that the live heat system allows us to see the splits. It looks to be lane 1 and lane 6 to start with. And that is Morty Alec and Hasevinkel. And I'd say that's 2 of our male competitors in the mix early, looking for that early lead.
Yeah, we would expect the lead to change as we go from our males to our females. Ready for a changeover. So it's the top of the screen there. Morty Alec with an early lead for this underwater leg.
A fantastic start there, a 26.17. And then 26.45, I think those first 2 splits were. So as our competitors now make their way underwater, I want to say Morty Alec just in the lead, but this is one of those really tricky changeovers. You can see the athletes sliding in now, pushing up those 40-kilo weights very, very quickly. And then this is the tough leg right now. 50 carry, no fins. Lane 5, that is the crew from Maroochydore doing a great job there. Northcliffe just 1 lane up from them. So this is where we see who's done the work. That might be Matthew Lowe in lane 5 now for Northcliffe. He was phenomenal in that 100 medley. So you've got to think for a lot of the competitors who really excelled in that medley with the big carry, they would be put in now, and have a look at Northcliffe coming through the field.
Yeah, it looks like most teams opting to put their male swimmer in this second leg. Northcliffe taking the lead from Maroochydore and Nita Olm.
War start. So here we go. This is a tricky change, Christy. I'm so nervous watching this one from all of the teams. But 1, 2 and 3 looking like they're away fairly well. And it is the German team, Nita Olm-Warstadt, the blue cap in lane 3, had a great changeover. It is still Northcliffe in 1, maybe Maroochydore coming up in 2 now. But remembering that we only have 2 heats in this race, both of these teams, barring any disqualifications, should feature in that A final.
Maroochydore coming home so strong, gliding into the wall, nearly a dead heat. It will actually go to, yes, equal first. So we haven't seen that yet in today's program. Northcliffe, Maroochydore touching the wall in a 2:06.04.
And unfortunately, we think we have seen a disqualification there as well. That is really tough luck there. Nita Olm-Warstadt, the German crew, they were in lane 3, did a fantastic time as well. The DQ has appeared on the board. So we'll try and find out a little bit more about that one. But great racing. 2:06s on the board. Third was, I think that was Naval Sauvetage 2:15.0, Langenberg 2:15.18. But only 2 swims, and they really made it count.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the replay. Diving in now for that 50 underwater, which is where we saw our middle of the fields just getting that jump. But it was that third leg from Northcliffe where they really cleared out and just coming over the top there.
Yeah, Maroochydore with the glide there. But I love that. I love a high five. Love the handshake there between 4 and 5. They know they've done enough. They know that they are through, and there it is. 2:06.04. Naval Sauvetage 2:14. Langenberg 2:15. Hopefully that will be enough for 3rd and 4th in the A final, but we'll keep an eye on that now. We can see that the next teams are lining up already. The last race, I should say, for this heat swims. So top of the screen, Met Caloundra will be in 1. From Canada, we've got Pacific Swim Academy in 2, Norderstedt in 3, Currumbin Beach Vikings in 4, Lukenwald in 5, Bietigheim-Bissingen in lane 6, and Clifton Beach, the bright yellow caps of the South Africans. They will be closest to us on the bottom of the screen. Lane 7, last opportunity to book yourself a spot in the finals at the Lifesaving World Championships.
Yeah, they've had a chance to see the time they've got to beat from Heat 1, the time to beat was that 2:06. We'd expect to see a fast swim from lane 4, the Currumbin Beach Vikings.
And probably also, Christy, not only the fast times that we're swimming there, but also a slight caution to say, hey, don't push it too fast, don't push it too hard, play it safe because we want to be in that final. So, as always, that trade-off between speed and safety, so important, and even more at stake now when it's not just you, but you're racing for your team. The stakes are much higher.
Yeah, the coaches will be saying safe changeovers.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to book yourself a spot in the final.
And here we go. Last race lining up now, Clifton Beach. And I want to say Pacific both sending their men out in this first leg, trying to get that really strong lead. And again, however you choose to do it, whatever tactics you want to employ, whatever works best, and have a look at Clifton. What a fast start for them in lane 7, bottom of the screen. Chrissy, this is what you want to see. You've front-loaded the team and it's paying off.
A body and a half lead there to Clifton Beach. I think we do go over to Pacific lane 2, who'll look to touch in second, just ahead of Metropolitan Caloundra over there in lane 1. Underwater leg underway now.
And I think it's all ladies in the water right now. We can see some of our athletes who are probably featured in that 100 tow, the 100 carry, those really big fins races. And we see South Africa up, and she's going to head back down, ready to pass over that Mannequin. So it is still Clifton in the lead, Met Caloundra and Pacific at the top of the screen. But this is the tough race. This is the tough leg right now. 50 carry, no fins. It is Clifton in 1. I want to say Lukenwald actually moving through the field now, currently in second position, maybe challenging for first.
Currumbin in the middle of the pool there, making a move in this leg. I think you're right. Lukenwald have gone past Clifton narrowly, who are in second. It's a race between lane 4, Currumbin Beach Vikings, lane 5, Lukenwald.
And Lukenwald, they've been so strong in both their men's and women's relays. You'd be expecting them to be well and truly in the A final as we come through. We've got thumbs up across the board. Loving to see that for our officials. But here we go. This is a fast one. The pace immediately picks up. It is now a 100 carry with fins. So for Currumbin and Lukenwald, they know that they are safe for now. Just need to get home really well. And we can see the race on for those next positions. So fast swim here, great finish. The Currumbin Vikings, a big touch on the wall. And Christy, we are watching the clock. Oh, sub 2 minutes for both of our teams here. That's fantastic. The Currumbin Beach Vikings take the win over Lukenwald. Fantastic swimming. Grab. So from Currumbin, it was the team of Riley Brennan, Kobe Holden, Madison Jones and Olivia Tukia. Dream team there for them. Lukenwald had Alina Wagner, Jet Kerman, Leo Elias Bauman and Devon Karth. And is that in third, the Norderstedt crew, Frida Meritig, Katarina Hoffins, Timmy Wang and Felix Croker. And wow, Clifton went out so hard on that one. Really great to see them putting their best foot forward. I think they finished 6th overall, but just need to do the numbers really quickly and find out if that is enough. And yes, I think Clifton Beach will be in the A final, the 8th fastest qualifiers there. But wonderful to see those sub 2 minute swims, Christy. They are clearly 1 and 2. Northcliffe and Maroochydore with that 2:06 earlier. A little bit of ground to make up in those finals this afternoon.
They did look like they were taking it fairly easy in that first heat, so we won't know how much closer that final will be. But the pace set early from Currumbin and Lukenwald with those sub 2 minute relays. That's where the race is going to be happening in the A final later this afternoon.
Yep, fantastic racing. Really pleased that we took that short break just to give the athletes a little bit of a rest there. We've had 2 of the very big breath-holding races earlier today, the 100 carry and also the 100 metre rescue medley. That wraps up this morning's heats. It is currently 10:45 here on the Gold Coast. I think we're going to be back in about 2 hours' time, 12:45 we're thinking, Christy, for a final start. So if you want to keep up with the action at Kurrawa Beach, jump onto the other live stream. I think we had the Ocean Man and Ocean Woman heats in action down at Kurrawa Beach. But come back in 2 hours. We will have the finals on the very last day of the Lifesaving World Championships. We will see you soon.